You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page or YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2022 individual game tickets are now on sale. Fans can purchase their tickets by visiting the Fairfield Properties Ballpark box office, calling 631-940-TIXX, or going online to liducks.com. Season ticket packages and mini plans are also available. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 to speak with someone in the ticket office. Get your business recognized by hundreds of thousands of Long Islanders by taking advantage of the advertising and sponsorship opportunities currently available with the Long Island Ducks. For more information, please call 631-940-3825, extension 106, or check us out on the web at liducks.com. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups to enjoy a game. The team offers block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, an exclusive party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of exclusive experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Nicolak Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. Please call 631-940-3825 to speak with someone in the group sales department. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle Inn Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. The store is open on game days Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club today. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please visit liducks.com or call 631-940-3825. Quacker Jack, the 11-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please fill out and submit an appearance request form at liducks.com or contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page or YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2022 individual game tickets are now on sale. Fans can purchase their tickets by visiting the Fairfield Properties Ballpark box office, calling 631-940-TIXX, or going online to liducks.com. Season ticket packages and mini plans are also available. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 to speak with someone in the ticket office. Get your business recognized by hundreds of thousands of Long Islanders by taking advantage of the advertising and sponsorship opportunities currently available with the Long Island Ducks. For more information, please call 631-940-3825, extension 106, or check us out on the web at liducks.com. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups to enjoy a game. The team offers block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, an exclusive party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of exclusive experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Nicolak Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. Please call 631-940-3825 to speak with someone in the group sales department. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle Inn Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. The store is open on game days Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club today. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please visit liducks.com or call 631-940-3825. Quacker Jack, the 11-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please fill out and submit an appearance request form at liducks.com or contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page or YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2022 individual game tickets are now on sale. Fans can purchase their tickets by visiting the Fairfield Properties Ballpark box office, calling 631-940-TIXX, or going online to liducks.com. Season ticket packages and mini plans are also available. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 to speak with someone in the ticket office. Get your business recognized by hundreds of thousands of Long Islanders by taking advantage of the advertising and sponsorship opportunities currently available with the Long Island Ducks. For more information, please call 631-940-3825, extension 106, or check us out on the web at liducks.com. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups to enjoy a game. The team offers block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, an exclusive party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of exclusive experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Nicolak Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. Please call 631-940-3825 to speak with someone in the group sales department. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle Inn Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. The store is open on game days Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club today. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please visit liducks.com or call 631-940-3825. Quacker Jack, the 11-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please fill out and submit an appearance request form at liducks.com or contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Louis Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship.
Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Line bunt up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch, and for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. Swung on and missed for strike three. The Long Island Ducks have come to Texas, and they'll be bringing the trophy back home to Long Island. The Long Island Ducks are the 2019 Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
We are live here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark in Central Islip, New York. It is time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. And on this beautiful Thursday night, it is time for the homestand finale for the Long Island Ducks as they take on the Lancaster Barnstormers in the rubber game of a three-game series. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Pollack. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play for all of tonight's action. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network, coming to you on liducks.com, Facebook Live, and youtube.com/DucksBaseball. 17 games remaining for the Ducks in this 2022 season, and they remain on the outside looking in terms of the Atlantic League playoffs. The Ducks coming into the day with a record of 56 and 59 overall this season. They are 4.5 games in back of the High Point Rockers, who currently lead the Atlantic League wildcard chase at 61 and 55. Again, if you are unfamiliar with the Atlantic League playoffs, it's usually the first half champion against the second half champion in the two divisions, the North and the South. Southern Maryland and Gastonia already punching their ticket to the playoffs by winning the first half. Right now, Lancaster and Gastonia leading the second half. Barnstormers by 4 games over Southern Maryland. Those two teams have 7 games remaining against one another, though, so a lot still to be decided there. Gastonia with an 8-game lead over the Wild Health Genomes. They look poised to repeat as second half South Division champions, so that would create a wild card scenario if one team repeats, which means the team with the next best overall record that hasn't qualified for the postseason already would get in. And again, right now that's High Point. They have a 1.5-game lead over the Wild Health Genomes and a 4.5-game lead over the Ducks. But if the Blue Crabs are over to take the Barnstormers, then it would create a double wild card scenario where 2 teams with the best overall records would get in. However, of course, Lancaster, who has an overall record of 62 and 53, would therefore drop into the wild card picture and very well could obtain one of those 2 wild card spots. So there's a lot to be decided here down the stretch of this 2022 season, but one thing that is for sure, if the Ducks want to try and get into one of those postseason spots that are still available, they need wins, and they need them more than just one at a time. They need to try and string together several wins in a row. Ducks on the homestand have won 3 of their 5 games. They're going to try and finish off a winning homestand if they can get a victory here today. The Barnstormers, meanwhile, trying to take the final meeting of the year between these 2 teams and take 2 out of 3 here on Long Island before they head down south to Southern Maryland for a huge series with the Blue Crabs this weekend. Last night, the Barnstormers were able to even up this series with a 12-3 victory over the Ducks. It was a tough day for Long Island, with Rafael Monsione getting the start as Akil Morris was scratched due to a stiff neck. Monsione struggled. Most of the Ducks' bullpen struggled as well. And the Barnstormer bats, which have been very good all season long, were terrific once again last night as they pounded out 12 runs on 16 hits. We'll take a break here on the pregame show. When we come back, I'll be joined by right-handed pitcher James Varela, the Long Island native from Levittown, New York, who turned in a nice start in his second start of the year on Tuesday night against this Barnstormer team with 5 innings of 1-hit shutout baseball.
You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks broadcast.
Hey fans, this is manager Wally Backman, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
When we see Long Island, we see you. Because at Catholic Health, we know that it's your remarkable lives that breathe life into our island. So at every Catholic Health hospital, practice, and care facility, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Take your group out to the game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, or put on a pregame performance. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Getting ready for baseball on this Thursday night as the Long Island Ducks take on the Lancaster Barnstormers in the rubber game of a 3-game series. The series started on Tuesday night, a 7-6 walk-off win for the Ducks, and the evening was started with 5 innings of one-hit shutout baseball from James Varela, the native of Levittown, New York, here on Long Island. He allowed 3 walks, struck out 2 in his second start of the year, and basically had a win wrapped up until the Barnstormers rallied for 6 runs in the ninth to tie the game before Jose Sermo hit the walk-off home run in the bottom of the inning. I caught up with James before today's game to discuss his performance. James, 5 innings of shutout baseball in your start here on Tuesday night. Just talked about what was working for you and what had to change in your mentality going into a start versus a relief appearance.
The difference is really just having more time in preparation before the game instead of getting a call down, you're in the game 5 minutes later. For the most part, it was really just following the game plan me and Joe had. He called a great game, stole a couple strikes for me. I was fortunate just getting the flow of things early on, just follow his lead, and things worked out for the best.
When you're facing a lineup like the Barnstormers, who have a lot of guys who can hit the ball and get on base, drive in runs, what's that game plan that you formulate as to how to attack those hitters?
It's really just picking and choosing when I want to attack in the zone, picking the corners, trying to stay away from the middle of the order. I'm doing that not necessarily trying to stay, not afraid to pitch them, but it's just being smart and not trying to give them too good of a pitch to hit for an extra base hit or a homer.
Which do you seem to prefer? Obviously you spent the majority of the year in the bullpen relieving, but you've now made a couple starts this year. You've had success in both, so which have you liked more than the other?
I would say I definitely like starting more just because I've always done that my whole life, so I'm more comfortable with it. But I really got to enjoy relieving a lot more this year. I've learned a lot from some of the guys who've been around longer than me. So it's hard to say at this point because, I was kind of getting into the hang of things as a reliever, but I'm definitely more comfortable as a starter, to say the least. As one of the younger guys on this team, especially at the outset of the season, whose brain have you kind of gone to pick and get some information from that has had maybe a little bit more experience? Definitely Webby. He's probably been one of the main guys I go to, but, any guy that has, MLB experience or even just, being older than me and playing baseball for longer, not to leave out guys, but, it's Webby, Akil, even Kara City, who just got here, Tarpley, who's been here all season, even guys like back early in the season, like Brett Kennedy, just guys that have been around the game longer than me. It's, just trying to see what they have and, anything they have to say for me, I try and take into account my catch play and try and translate into the game. Has this season kind of been a surreal experience for you, growing up on Long Island from Levittown, getting a chance to play for Long Island's hometown professional baseball team? Oh, yeah, it's definitely awesome, especially, I get to have, family and friends here if I know I'm pitching or, people that, I grew up around, look at our clubbies or guys that live in my town. It's just cool to be around people that I always grew up around. When you saw Chris Cepeda take them out on Sunday and he had that whole contingent of friends and family here cheering him on every single pitch, every single inning, how much do moments like that resonate with you being a Long Island guy playing here for the Long Island Ducks? Watching that and seeing all his family here and stuff, going crazy for him, having a good outing, that's just awesome. I can't, that was just awesome to watch. He did a great job, and I was happy to be able to be in the dugout watching him pitch during that game. Well, you guys have 2.5 weeks. You're on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. When you look at what's ahead over these next 2.5 weeks, what do you think is the one big thing this team needs to do to find its way into the playoffs? Oh, just to start today, we need to wrap up and get a series win. You know, we got Joe Iorio on the mound, and I think he's the right guy to give us a good shot at win this game. And then the rest of the way is just, you know, keep winning series, trying to get a couple sweeps, and, you know, hopefully we can squeak in there.
Obviously, there's been a lot of injuries that have plagued this team. Stephen Tarpley's injury, moving you into the rotation, Cepeda going in for Ryan Meisinger. How tough is it when a team loses two of its starting pitchers, loses some of the big bats that it's lost, to find a way to overcome that, especially at this stage of the year?
Yeah, it's like you said, at the end of the year, it's definitely hard to do that. You know, early in the season, you could, you know, maybe look to get some guys, or you know, you're still trying to figure out roles. But when you're at this point in the season, you guys have roles and stuff, and you have to switch things up. It's definitely tough, but I think it just goes to show that, you know, the level of players that we have, that guys are able to, you know, step up and fill in different roles. Or, you know, me and Cepeda aren't in the bullpen, but, you know, now we got the rest of the guys in the bullpen that are picking it up and holding it down for us.
Finally, you mentioned you think Iorio is the right guy to be on the mound tonight for this series finale of the rubber game. What makes him so effective, especially over his last couple starts?
Yeah, he's a guy that, you know, he wants to go out there and pitch 9 innings, so, you know, he's not going to get to the 5th inning, you know, with a little bit of a lead and want to come out. He's going to want to go out there and finish a game and compete every single pitch and throw 150 pitches if he were allowed to.
Well, thanks so much for the time, James. Congrats on the great performance Tuesday, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That is Ducks right-handed pitcher James Varela. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the pitching matchup for tonight's game. Then we'll have the starting lineups in the first pitch. It's the Ducks and the Barnstormers in the rubber game of a 3-game series.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Sayville Ford, the no-fees dealer, has been family-owned and operated for 65 years. Visit their spacious showroom to choose from a giant inventory of new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles with a free 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty included. Some exclusions apply. Plus, they offer top dollar for trades, and their service department is open until 1 a.m. on weekdays. Sayville Ford, Long Island's Ford giant, is conveniently located off exit 50 on Sunrise Highway, or visit SayvilleFord.com for more information.
Morning, Dan. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was awesome. I took my family to a Ducks game and had a blast. The seats were great. We ate a ton of food, and the Ducks won. They even had amazing fireworks.
Oh, yeah. They got a good thing going on there. I took friends to Thirsty Thursday a couple weeks ago and had too much fun.
They should totally use us in one of their radio spots.
You mean like the one we're doing right now?
Sure, that works.
Ducks Baseball. Good times every time. Get tickets at liducks.com.
Getting closer and closer to first pitch here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark, and taking the field are the Long Island Ducks, led by tonight's starting pitcher, right-hander Joe Iorio. Iorio will be making his 17th start of the year, his 27th appearance overall. He comes in with a 9-4 record and a 4.64 ERA, coming off his best outing of the season. That was against the Charleston Dirty Birds on Friday night in the opening game of this homestand. He tossed 7 shutout innings, allowing just 4 hits, no walks, and struck out a season-high 8. He'll be opposed on the mound tonight by fellow right-hander Oscar De La Cruz, who will get the start for the Barnstormers, his 26th appearance, 18th start of the year. He is 8-2 with a 4.22 ERA, and coming off a terrific start of his own when he tossed 8 innings and allowed just 1 unearned run while striking out 8 at Staten Island, also this past Friday. Fans here being asked to rise, remove their hats and caps. Let's turn it over to the field for tonight's national anthem, performed by Jennifer Macaluso and Lucio Costanzo.
I need 6 of these for my son. Will, this is what you missed out. Yeah, I need 6 of these.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad sides and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets and the bombs Thank you, Jennifer and Lucio.
Very nicely done by today's National Anthem performers, the Director of Recreation from the Bristol Assisted Living, Jennifer Macaluso, and Bristol resident Lucio Costanzo. The duet performing our National Anthem here tonight. We thank everybody from the Bristol Assisted Living for supporting Ducks baseball and being tonight's game sponsor. The first 1,000 fans in attendance here today were given a seat cushion courtesy of the Bristol Assisted Living, so thank you to them for their support. Now heading out to the field for a dignitary first pitch here this evening is Suffolk County District Attorney Raymond A. Tierney. He's going to throw out a first pitch, and he is coming out to the field, of course, to the famous song that has been made popular by New York Mets closer Edwin Diaz. And, of course, that is a song by Timmy Trumpets, who performed live yesterday at Citi Field as Edwin Diaz took the mound and picked up the save for the Mets in the win. So I'm sure many of the Ducks fans here who are Mets fans as well loved hearing that tune come through the loudspeakers here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. He'll make his way off to the first base side, and we will be ready for baseball momentarily as Joe Iorio will go through his warm-up tosses, and he will face this Barnstormer lineup. So let's go through the starting lineups for the two teams tonight. We'll start with the Barnstormers, who are managed by Ross Peoples. They're 33-16 in the second half. First place in the North Division by 4 games, 62-53 overall. Melvin Mercedes leads off in center field. Trayvon Robinson will bat second. He is in left field for the Barnstormers. And Andretti Cordero starts at third base and hits third. The cleanup hitter is the shortstop, Anderson Feliz. Jacob Barfield will bat fifth and serve as the designated hitter. Chris Proctor is in right field hitting sixth. The catcher and 7 hitter is Anthony Peroni. Joseph Carpenter gets the start today at first base and will hit eighth for the Barnstormers. And rounding out the order at second base is Trace Lair. As for the Long Island Ducks, who are currently 20-29 in the second half, 13 games behind the Barnstormers, 56-59 overall, 4.5 games out of the top wild card spot. Their lineup looks like this. Phil Caulfield back in the starting lineup. He is at second base leading things off. L.J. Mazzilli will bat second and play left field. Alejandro De Alza gets the start in center field. He'll hit third. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman, and that is Davidson Romero. Batting fifth at first base, Jose Sermo. The sixth hitter is the catcher. That's Carlos Castro. Joe DiCarlo will serve as the designated hitter tonight and bat seventh. Dustin Woodcock in right field hits eighth, and rounding out the order for the flock is their shortstop, Vladimir Frias. And once again, the Ducks will be facing Barnstormer right-hander Oscar De La Cruz. Got a bit of a delay here as Jose Sermo is making his way over to the first base dugout. And perhaps he needs some repairs to his mitt or something else, but the start of the game will be delayed slightly. Now Sermo is making his way back out to the field, and so we're just about ready for baseball. So now we're ready to go. Joe Iorio to the hill for the flock. Melvin Mercedes, the switch hitter, at the plate for the Barnstormers. And we are underway here in Game 3 of the series. The first pitch is on the outside corner for strike one.
Transportation Services start time of the game is 6:39.
6:39, the official time of our first pitch here tonight. We'll get the temperature momentarily. I'm going to say upper 70s here tonight. The 0-1 is lifted in the air, foul third base side for strike two. I'll go 78.
Official Suffolk Transportation Services start temperature of the game is 82 degrees.
82 degrees, so I was considerably lower than what it actually is. Certainly doesn't feel like 82 degrees. A nice breeze blowing here from left to right. Clear skies overhead, not a cloud to speak of in the sky. The 0-2 Mercedes is smacked foul third base side to the top of the Barnstormer dugout. And it's still 0-2 on Mercedes, who comes in hitting .294 on the season with 11 home runs and 67 runs batted in. Mercedes awaits another 0-2. Iorio from the stretch fires, and the breaking ball swung on and missed for strike three. It was up in the zone, but Mercedes could not connect. First strikeout of the night for Iorio, and there's one away in the top of the first inning. Ducks are in their home white jerseys with the black pinstripes, orange logo on the front, green number on the front and the back. Barnstormers are in their alternate jerseys, mostly black with white and red horizontal striping and red sleeves. The word Stormers in white across the front chest. So with one down and the base is empty, here's switch hitting left fielder Trayvon Robinson to the plate from the left side. First pitch, that's swung on and missed. Fastball up in the zone for strike one. Robinson enters the game hitting .273 on the season, 7 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Iorio has the pitch he likes and is 0-1. Bunted at and bunted through by Robinson. He tried to drag bunt there towards first, but bunted right through the pitch from Iorio, and the right-hander ahead, 0-2. Lights are on as the sun sets behind the third base stand. Left field and right field corners, and pretty much the entire infield is in the shadows, but center field still out in the sun. Here comes Iorio's 0-2, and Robinson takes a fastball just outside for ball number 1. This is the rubber game of the 3-game set. Ducks took the opener 7-6, a wild one here on Tuesday night, in which the Ducks led 6-0 going into the 9th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Robinson goes down swinging on the offering from Iorio. Back-to-back strikeouts for the Ducks righty. 2 away in the top of the first, and that'll bring up Andretti Cordero. So going back to Tuesday's game, the Ducks had a 6-0 lead going into the top of the 9th. They had held the Barnstormers to just 1 hit for the game, but Lancaster rallied against Nick Trabacci and Matt Carasity for 6 runs to pull even, only to see Jose Sermo hit a 1-out mammoth solo home run well over everything into the woods in right center for the walk-off home run. Andretti Cordero takes a breaking ball down and away here for ball 1. And last night it was all about the Barnstormers, who scored early and often. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead through the first 2.5 innings. Ducks closed to within 6-3 in the bottom of the 3rd, but Lancaster ended up following that up with 6 unanswered runs to get the win. Lifted into center here by Cordero. De Aza will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3, top of the first inning for Ducks right-hander Joe Iorio as he sits down the Barnstormers in order, which means it's a PSEG Long Island energy-efficient inning with energy efficiency programs from PSEG Long Island. Saving on your electric bill is also as easy as 1, 2, 3. Visit PSEGLINY.com/efficiency. It's just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Joe Iorio, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSCG Long Island wants you to know how to save energy and money in your home. Did you know energy-efficient appliances can use up to 25% less energy? Here's how to save. PSCG Long Island offers money-saving rebates when you purchase Energy Star appliances. Discover how a little energy efficiency know-how can mean savings in your home. Find more energy efficiency tips, tools, and money-saving rebates at pscgliny.com/save money.
Has drinking or substance abuse taken over your life? You are not alone, and recovery is possible. At FCA, our caring team members will work with you to identify a recovery plan that meets your needs. We have virtual and in-person services ranging from treatment to recovery, from prevention to crisis support. Go to our website, fcali.org or thriveli.org for more information and to start your recovery journey today.
Every time a Ducks batter walks here in 2022, it's a First National Bank LI walk to first. First National Bank LI celebrating 95 years as Long Island's truly local bank. Explore anniversary promotions and experience customer first service for yourself. Visit fnbli.com. So a good start for Joe Iorio as he sets down the Barnstormers in order in the top of the first inning, and now Oscar De La Cruz will get the start for Lancaster tonight as he finishes up his warm-up tosses on this Thursday evening. Ducks will send Phil Caulfield, L.J. Mazzilli, and Alejandro De Aza to the plate to start off the ball game. And I can't reiterate this enough because we've talked about it plenty, but this obviously a very important game for Long Island, as every game pretty much is from this point forward. Again, the Ducks have just 17 games left. They're 4.5 games in back of the top wild card spot. They're 3 games in back of Wild Health for a second wild card spot, but you have to remember that if the Barnstormers were to fall out of the division race and the division lead of the Blue Crabs, they would drop back into the wild card picture, and right now they have a better record than the Ducks. So Long Island still has plenty of work to do to try and get into the postseason. One thing they do have on their side is that they'll be taking on the Staten Island Ferry Hawks 9 times throughout the remaining 17 games of the season. Now you say that, and that's good news because Staten Island has the worst record in the league this year at 39-77. They have already been eliminated from postseason contention, barring a mammoth comeback in the division. They're 12.5 games in back of the Barnstormers in the division race, but that seems unlikely. So ultimately, Long Island with plenty to play for. Staten Island not really much to play for, but they certainly are going to try and get the bragging rights in the first ever Battle of the Belt. The Ducks and Ferry Hawks will be playing 3 consecutive weekends here to close out the season. They'll be in Staten Island this weekend, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They'll be here on Long Island the following weekend, September 9th through the 11th, and then they'll be back in Staten Island to close out the regular season, September 16th through the 18th. First pitch from De La Cruz is outside for ball 1 to Phil Caulfield. The Ducks also have important 3-game series against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, the final 3 home games of the season. And then they have a 4-game series after this weekend in Staten Island, a 4-game series in York where they swept the York Revolution a couple weekends ago. So big 17 games left, all against the North Division for Long Island to close out the season, including tonight's game against the Barnstormers. Caulfield takes the slider on the inside corner for a strike, and that'll move the count to 2-1. Barnstormers, meanwhile, who are 4 games ahead of the Blue Crabs in the second half North Division standings, have 7 games left against Southern Maryland as Caulfield takes outside. They'll play down in Waldorf for 3 games this weekend, and then they'll face 4 games against one another in Lancaster to close out the regular season. And those could obviously be very important games to determine who wins the second half title in the North Division. Here's the 3-1. Caulfield takes outside ball 4. So not the start that De La Cruz wanted in this game. He issues a leadoff walk to Caulfield. And it's a First National Bank LI walk to first. Go first, go far.
Left fielder, number 13, L.J. Mazzilli.
And for the Barnstormers, they have had a very successful road trip to this point. They've won 4 out of their 5 games on the trip thus far. And this is a Barnstormer team that has struggled away from home this year. 23 wins to 33 losses on the road this season. They've been terrific at home, 39-20. Mazzilli swings first pitch after the walk and fouls it off to the first base side out of play for strike 1. But the Barnstormers are in the midst of a 15-game road trip that saw them sweep Staten Island over the weekend. They've split the first 2 here with Long Island. And after tonight, they'll head to Southern Maryland for 3, then High Point for 3, and then finish up in Charleston, West Virginia for 3 before they come back home for the final week of the year. De La Cruz is 0-1. Mazzilli takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And the count quickly 0-2. Mazzilli hitting .249 this year, 9 homers, 39 runs batted in. Caulfield takes his lead at first, 9 steals and 13 attempts this year. Right-hander is ready. Caulfield takes his lead. And the 0-2 pitch is another fastball, and this one just missed outside. De La Cruz tried to paint the corner, but Mike Williams, tonight's home plate umpire calling balls and strikes, said it was too far off the plate. Now that'll move the count to 1-2. Carpenter holds on Caulfield. Ready to go is De La Cruz on the mound. And the throw over to first chases Caulfield back to the bag. Well, according to TrackMan, that third pitch of the at-bat should have been a called strike 3 to Mazzilli, but again, Mike Williams thought it was too far outside, maybe a little bit low. So the Ducks catch a break there. 1-2 now on Mazzilli with De Aza on deck. Another throw over, and this one close. Caulfield just got back. Back-to-back throws over, and this one a lot closer. Caulfield not sliding back into the bag, running back to the bag, and Carpenter almost slapped the tag on his back before getting there. Another throw over, and again, Caulfield back safely. So the Barnstormers paying a lot of attention to second baseman Phil Caulfield, who was not in the starting lineup for the Ducks last night. Anthony Seymour got his first start hitting leadoff for the Flock. But Seymour not in the lineup tonight for Long Island. Mazzilli will step back into the batter's box. De La Cruz working deliberately on the mound after the leadoff walk. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Caulfield goes. Mazzilli takes a slider down and away, and Peroni could not get the handle on the throw. I don't think they would have had Caulfield anyway, but a stolen base for the Ducks' second baseman, his 10th of the season with the Ducks. So Long Island gets a runner in a scoring position here with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. And now the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on L.J. Mazzilli. Ducks scored the first run of the ball game on Tuesday. They won the game. The Barnstormers scored the first run of the game yesterday and won the game. 2-2. Mazzilli takes. That pitch misses the inside corner. Now he's worked the count from 0-2 to 3-2. So it's been indicative of the final result in this series, but the Ducks scored the first run in all 3 games at Lancaster last week, and the Barnstormers ended up winning all 3 ball games. So that first run not always indicative, but the Ducks have traditionally done better this year when scoring first versus when giving up the first run. Caulfield leads the 3-2 pitch, and Mazzilli fists one in the air foul to the first base side, out of play. Got jammed on the pitch from De La Cruz. If you're keeping track at home, the Ducks are 37-20 when they score the first run of the game, and they are 19-39 when giving up the first run of the ball game. As for the Barnstormers, they have also done better when scoring first. The 3-2 pitch, and Mazzilli fouls one off again to the first base side and out of play. Key for the Barnstormers has certainly been leading after 7 innings. They're 50-5 when they lead after 7 innings this year. Barnstormers are 43-20 when they score the first run of the game. 3-2. Mazzilli takes, and the pitch misses inside under the hands for ball 4. So Oscar De La Cruz got ahead 0-2 on L.J. Mazzilli, but misses with 4 pitches and ends up issuing a walk. Back-to-back walks allowed by the right-hander. And it's another First National Bank LI walk to first. Go first, go far. So Anthony Peroni goes out to the mound to have a quick chat with the right-hander just to try and go over the signs in the approach to the dangerous Alejandro De Aza. Now De Aza, the league's second leading hitter at .335, will come up to the plate batting from the left side. We've got the top 2 hitters in the Atlantic League in this series. Andretti Cordero of the Barnstormers leading the way at .338 coming into play tonight, but flew out in his first at-bat of the night. And De Aza second in the league, 3 points behind him coming into play tonight at .335. So Caulfield at second, Mazzilli at first. Here is De Aza. First pitch from De La Cruz to the plate. De Aza squares to bunt and ends up taking the pitch for a ball. The throw goes to first. Mazzilli is back there safely, and going to third base is Caulfield. So that was a little bit of a mix-up, I think. It looked like De Aza was going to bunt, ended up either pulling back or taking the pitch low, and ultimately Peroni did not squeeze it. Caulfield ends up going to third on the play, but Mazzilli stays put at first. That's going to go down as a pass ball against the catcher, Anthony Peroni. And so now the Ducks with runners at the corners and nobody out. Mazzilli must not have gotten a good look to see where that ball went. Here's the 1-0 from De La Cruz. De Aza swing and a miss. This time swinging away instead of showing bunt. And misses the pitch 1-1. 9 home runs, 58 RBIs for De Aza, the team leader in runs, in hits, in doubles, and also in OPS and on-base percentage and batting average. 1-1. De Aza takes. The fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike. And De La Cruz jumps ahead in the count at 1-2. Barnstormers dugout is yelling at the home plate umpire here, Mike Williams. I guess they don't agree with what the count is in the at-bat. But 1-2 is the right count. That first pitch was ball 1. He did not call a strike on De Aza showing bunt. Then there was the swing and the miss. And there was a called strike. So the count, I believe, should be 1-2. Now the pitch, and De Aza lifts a fly ball in the air behind third along the line. Cordero goes back at a foul ground, and he makes the catch. Tagging is Caulfield. He'll try and score. The throw to the plate is offline. So it is a sacrifice foul fly and an RBI off the bat of Alejandro De Aza, and the Ducks have taken an early 1-0 lead. So now Ross Peoples has come out of the Barnstormer dugout to argue with home plate umpire Mike Williams. A member of the Barnstormers in the dugout is furious. I think the Barnstormers felt that the first pitch of the at-bat should have been a strike on De Aza when he went to show bunt, but it looked like he had pulled back and didn't make contact with it. And I'm not sure why they would be arguing it so many pitches later. But the call continuing, the discussion continuing between Peoples and Williams. And now Peoples starting to make his way back to the third base dugout. Well, last night, both teams seemed to be having issues with home plate umpire Eric Carmona. And now the Barnstormers again here tonight apparently are having some issues with Mike Williams. So the Ducks take advantage of the pass ball by Peroni on the bunt attempt by De Aza and end up scoring. Good play by Phil Caulfield, breaking right away on that foul pop-up off the bat of De Aza and racing home. So it'll be a sacrifice foul fly. It's the second time De Aza has done that against the Barnstormers in the last week. First pitch is actually going to be a throw over to first, and back safely there is L.J. Mazzilli. Ducks did that to take the lead in a game against the Barnstormers in Lancaster last week, only to see the Barnstormers rally back at the bottom of the inning to earn the win. So now runner at first with one out. Pitch comes up and inside, and that hits Romero on the arm. Romero not happy about it. He's looking out at Oscar De La Cruz and exchanging some words here. A couple members of the Barnstormers had started to make their way out of the dugout. Jose Sermo and Carlos Castro now heading to the field, and De La Cruz and Romero in a shouting match. And both these teams coming together here. Romero having to be pushed away. A couple guys pushing and shoving now on the field. And the Barnstormers and Ducks getting a bit heated here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark in the bottom of the first inning. Davidson Romero taking exception to that hit by pitch from Oscar De La Cruz. De La Cruz barking from the mound, being held back by Colton Shaver. And Romero had to be held back as well as he was making his way up the first base line. Jose appears to be talking with a member of the Barnstormers closer to home plate. De Aza seems to be shoving away Romero as Romero was trying to make his way back towards the Barnstormers. It looks like Jose and a member of the Barnstormers just have their arms wrapped around each other just talking. Carlos Castro was getting upset. Castro being shoved back by De Aza as well. De Aza very upset at Castro, yelling at him at the top of his lungs to get back towards first base dugout. De Aza seems to be trying to make peacemaker here. He and Trayvon Robinson were talking with one another. And now the umpires are going to have to try and discuss this and see if any ejection should be happening. Now Robinson is making his way back towards Carlos Castro and clapping his hands. Castro having to be pushed back. And again, it's De Aza having to try and get Castro back to the first base dugout and avoid this from escalating any further. So some fireworks to start off this ball game here on Long Island. The Ducks have played it a run. The Barnstormers were upset about what they thought should have been a strike call in the at-bat to De Aza that wasn't. It ultimately led to a sac foul fly off the bat of De Aza after the Barnstormers thought they had strike three. And then Romero ends up getting hit by a pitch on a 1-0 offering from De La Cruz. Actually, the first pitch of the at-bat, came up and hit Romero up near the armpit. And Romero took exception right away. He was yelling at De La Cruz out on the mound and had to be separated. Some pushing and shoving, but no punches thrown, nothing further beyond just the pushing and shoving. And now the question becomes whether or not anybody's going to be ejected from this game. The Ducks can ill afford to have anybody thrown out of this game here just for some yelling and pushing and shoving. Perhaps some warnings will be issued to both teams. Mike Williams, the home plate umpire, just went over and said something to Wally Backman, and now Williams is making his way over to the Barnstormer dugout to say something to Ross Peoples. So he says something to both teams. I don't believe there were any ejections from what we could see. And I didn't see Williams point to both dugouts, so I don't believe any warnings were issued as well. But in the end, just some heated tempers here in the early going at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. And I could understand Romero being a little upset, thinking that he was possibly being thrown at after the Barnstormers seemed to be upset about a call in the at-bat to De Aza that was called a ball and not a strike. But ultimately, I think there was no sort of intention in that from Oscar De La Cruz. And ultimately, it seems that cooler tempers have prevailed. So after a little bit of a delay, we'll get back to action here. L.J. Mazzilli will take his lead off of second base. Davidson Romero off of first. The Ducks have scored a run. They've had 3 base runners and do not have a hit. 2 walks and a hit by pitch in the inning. And now up steps Jose Sermo to the plate. De La Cruz's first pitch, and Sermo takes a breaking ball down and in, and that hit him on the foot. So back-to-back hitters getting hit by a pitch. This one a slider that missed down and in and hit Sermo on the foot. So that is going to load up the bases. For Romero, by the way, that was the 8th time he has been hit with a pitch. For Sermo, that's the first time he has been hit. And no reaction from the Ducks there. That looked as unintentional as can be. Unlike the fastball up and in to Romero, this was a slider that missed down and in and hit the foot of Sermo, possibly even after bouncing at the plate. So now 4 have reached for the Ducks in the inning without a hit. Bases are now loaded. And up will step Carlos Castro. Well, here is Castro, and we'll see if anything comes of this. Castro was among the most heated players on the Ducks outside of Romero, and multiple times during that fracas had to be pushed back towards the Ducks dugout by Alejandro De Aza, who seemed very upset with him for the amount that he was yelling at the Barnstormers. So here's Castro to the plate. First pitch from De La Cruz, and Castro swings and fouls one off the glove of Anthony Peroni for strike 1. Remember, De Aza was a member of this Barnstormer team. I'm sure has many friends on this Lancaster team from a year ago. Guys like Robinson, Mercedes, Feliz, and De La Cruz and Peroni all played with him. So 0-1 the year on Castro, is hitting .326 this year. 13 homers, 67 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. Castro fouls one off to the first base side out of play, up into the luxury suites. And it's quickly 0-2 on the Ducks catcher. Long Island has had troubles all series long with the bases loaded. They left the bags full 3 different times in this series. As a team, they're hitting .252 with the bases loaded. Castro, though, a .353 hitter this year. 6 hits and 17 at-bats with the bags full. No grand slams, 12 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 from De La Cruz. And Castro chases a slider off the outside corner for strike 3. So not a good at-bat there for Carlos Castro as he strikes out swinging. Goes down on 3 pitches. There's the second out. And with 2 away, that'll leave it up to the designated hitter, Joe DiCarlo. Looked like Castro tried to pull a pitch outside from De La Cruz. Good slider from the righty. So now 2 down on the bases loaded, and up steps Joe DiCarlo to the plate from the right side. First pitch to DiCarlo, and he takes a curveball outside for ball 1. DiCarlo on the year hitting an even .300. He's got 6 home runs, 47 RBIs, 3 straight multi-hit games for DiCarlo. He's had 2 in each. The 1-0 from De La Cruz, and that taken up and inside near the hands, but out of the zone for ball 2. DiCarlo this season a .375 hitter with the bases loaded, 6 for 16. He's got no grand slams, but 12 RBIs on the season. Ducks have hit 7 grand slams as a team. De La Cruz has thrown 23 pitches here in the first inning. A 2-0 to DiCarlo. Swing and a miss. Went after the pitch on the upper part of the plate and inside. I think it would have been a strike anyway, but DeCarlo swings through it. It's 2-1. 2 walks and 2 hit batters in the inning. 1 run is in on the sac foul fly off the bat of De Aza. Here comes the 2-1. De La Cruz kicks and fires, and DeCarlo fouls this one off to the first base side out of play. That'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now De La Cruz is strike 3 away from getting through the inning with just the 1 run given up. Right-hander looks in for the sign. DeCarlo's got the pitch he likes. Runners lead from every base with 2 outs for the Ducks. And the 2-2 to DeCarlo is a breaking ball hit high in the air to left center field. Well hit. Back goes Mercedes into the gap. He's got room. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. Joe DeCarlo gave that one a ride, but it comes up just short. The Ducks will settle for 1 run in the inning. There were no hits or errors. 2 walks, 2 hit batters, and Long Island leaves the bases loaded. After 1 here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark, it's the Ducks 1, the Barnstormers nothing.
Hey fans, this is infielder Elgin Mazzilli, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Planning your next party or looking for a caterer that will handle all of your needs? Hidden Gem Cafe has got you covered. From setup to service to cleanup and amazing food that is sure to be talked about, they can do it all without breaking the bank. Hidden Gem knows that each event is unique and strives to design a specialized menu for each event. Call the Hidden Gem Cafe for your next party at 631-390-5912 and be sure to follow them on social media too at the Hidden Gem Cafe for ideas and information.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Well, we make our way to the second inning, a fireworks-filled start to this ball game. But it is the Ducks who strike first here in the rubber game of this 3-game series as they take a 1-0 lead on the sac foul fly off the bat of Alejandro De Aza. At bottom of the first inning, featuring 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, but the Ducks missing out with the bases loaded and 1 out to add to their lead. And it also featured a benches clearing incident after Davidson Romero took a first pitch fastball up and inside from Oscar De La Cruz following the sac foul fly and an at-bat in which the Barnstormers felt like De Aza should have been struck out. They thought that first pitch where he showed bunt should have been a strike or a foul ball, I'm guessing. It wasn't. And ultimately De Aza brought in the run with the sac foul fly. The next pitch hits Romero. Romero did not like that at all. He started barking towards the mound on his way to first base. Both teams came together. There was some pushing and shoving, but not much else beyond that. Joe Iorio back to the mound for his second inning of work. First pitch to Anderson Feliz is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And we'll see how Iorio responds after the long wait on the bench. Almost a 30-minute first inning combined between the two teams. The 0-1. And Feliz takes another pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. That's no surprise with these two teams. They have been known to play very long games. This series has featured a 3-hour 22-minute game and a 3-hour 53-minute game. I believe all 3 games in Lancaster last week were over 3.5 hours, so just par for the course. The 0-2, and Feliz takes a fastball up high, 1-2. Feliz gets the start in the cleanup spot. He is the shortstop tonight. Hitting .249 this season for the Barnstormers. We've seen him play right field in this series as well. 1-2, and that breaking ball misses just down and in. Good pitch by Iorio, just off the plate. And that'll even up the count at 2-2. Feliz will be followed by Jacob Barfield and Chris Proctor in the second. Iorio gets the sign and comes set. His 2-2 delivery. And Feliz a swing and a miss, strike 3. Iorio blows the fastball by him. Third strikeout of the night already for Joe Iorio. And there's one away in the second. Iorio set a season high his last time on the mound. That was on Friday night here in the homestand opener against the Charleston Dirty Birds when he struck out 8 over 7 scoreless innings. It was the first time Iorio did not allow a run since his last relief appearance, second to last relief appearance, which was on May 17th when he tossed a scoreless inning against Staten Island here. He had allowed at least 1 run in every start this year, but 7 shutout innings his last time out. Half swing by Barfield. Pitch was a strike anyway, 0-1. Iorio gave up just 4 hits. He did not walk a batter. His first time with no walks since July 27th when he was roughed up against Staten Island, and struck out 8, which was the new season high for strikeouts for him. It overtook his 7 strikeout performance in a loss here on July 7th against Staten Island, in which he threw 8 innings of 1-run ball. A 1 fastball misses high, 1-1 on Barfield. Iorio threw a total of 104 pitches in that outing his last time out, 73 for strikes, which equates to 70%. It's exactly what you love to see as a pitcher. 1-1, ripped foul down the left field line. And that'll move the count to 1-2 on Barfield, who comes in hitting .260 this year with 3 homers and 18 RBIs since joining the Barnstormers. Been a bit of an up and down season for Iorio. He was great out of the bullpen to begin the year. Did a decent job starting the year as a starter, then ran into some troubles. But he's been great over his last 2 outings, back-to-back quality starts. And here Barfield swings and misses for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Iorio to begin the first. Back-to-back strikeouts for Iorio again here to begin the second. He's retired the first 5 he has faced. And with 2 down, that'll bring up the right fielder, Chris Proctor, to the plate. James Varela said during our pregame show he believed that Iorio is the right guy to take the mound in this situation. Rubber game of a series. Ducks trying to finish the homestand with a 4-2 record and back-to-back series wins over the Dirty Birds and Barnstormers. First pitch on the way to Proctor. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes inside for ball 1. Iorio has been a gamer a couple times this year, has thrown over 100 pitches. A season high 119 on June 15th in High Point. And believes that Iorio wants the ball and wants to try and pitch all 9 innings to get the win. 1-0. Proctor a drive in the air to left. LJ Mazzilli drifts back a couple steps. He'll make the catch. And that ends the inning. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Joe Iorio to begin his night on the mound. 4 strikeouts through 2. To the bottom of the second we go, 1-0 Ducks.
Hey fans, this is Tyler Webb, left-handed pitcher, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Prato. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Your source for everything Ducks is liducks.com. The official website of the Long Island Ducks is the best place to stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team. Purchase tickets to the game, see the full promotional schedule, visit the online store, read the latest news stories, and watch every game live right on the homepage. The site offers an optimal browsing experience on either your computer or mobile device. liducks.com, the official website of the Long Island Ducks, your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball.
We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It is 1-0 in favor of the Ducks. This 2022 season of Ducks baseball has been presented by Catholic Health. This is them online at chsli.org. Catholic Health, long live Long Island. So we go to the bottom of the second, and Oscar De La Cruz back to the mound. Had a bit of a rocky first inning, saw 7 men come to the plate. He issued 2 walks and hit 2 batters, but ultimately was able to get through the inning without more than 1 run given up on the sac foul fly off the bat of De Aza. The Ducks struggles with the bases loaded, continuing once again as they had the bases loaded with 1 out in the inning after the back-to-back hit by pitches of Romero and Sermo, only for Castro to strike out swinging on 3 pitches, and then for DiCarlo to fly out to the warning track in left center. So Dustin Woodcock will come to the plate. He bats from the left side. First pitch on the way, and Woodcock lines one up the middle into center field, a base hit. De La Cruz fortunate that ball went over his head. That was ticketed for the noggin, but fortunately for him, it went above his head. There's the first hit of the game for either side, and Woodcock aboard with the first pitch single. By the way, De La Cruz had come into the game with 10 hit by pitches on the year, so now his total is up to 12 hit batters. So that is something to note. And he did hit 1 member of the Ducks back on August 9th in Lancaster. That was Phil Caulfield in that game. So something to note that De La Cruz earlier this year, back in early August, did hit a batter. I don't think that had any effect on the pitch that he threw that hit Romero, which set off some of the sparks in the bottom of the first, but something to note. Here's Vladimir Frias with 1 on and nobody out. Switch hitter batting from the left side. First pitch on De La Cruz, and Frias takes a fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So 1-0 on Frias, who's hitting .239 this year. 6 homers, 42 runs driven in. Here comes the 1-0. Woodcock leads off first. The pitch from De La Cruz is taken outside again, and it's now 2-0. Woodcock has good speed, 17 stolen bases this year. He's been caught just 5 times. So we'll see if Woodcock tries to go just like Caulfield did in the first after he reached on a leadoff walk. Long look in here from the right-hander. Now he's got the pitch he likes. 2-0 to Frias, and he takes a fastball outside. So De La Cruz in danger now, walking his 3rd batter of the game. The right-hander came into the game with 40 walks in 106 2/3 innings, 112 strikeouts on the year, 101 hits given up. Opponents batting .243 against De La Cruz this year, and he comes in with an 8-2 record and a 4.22 ERA. See if Frias gets the green light, the 3-0. Take it all the way, and that one catches the outside corner for strike 1. De La Cruz began his season in the bullpen, made 8 relief appearances through May the 25th, moving to the rotation on May 28th, and he's been a starter ever since. Here comes the 3-ball, 1-strike pitch. Throw over to first, though. First, and it goes off the glove of Carpenter and slightly up the right field line, and down to first base is going to go De La Cruz. It looked like that ball hit Carpenter in the glove, and he just missed it. It deflected off the glove and carried him up the first base line. So Woodcock will head to second on what will be an error on Carpenter, his 2nd of the year. Just looked like he missed that catch on the throw over from De La Cruz. Now, that was an on-target throw, and Carpenter just missed it. So an error the first of the game. Woodcock now in scoring position. The 3-1, and Frias takes the fastball outside for ball 4. So Vladimir Frias draws a walk. 2nd batter of this 2nd inning. 3rd walk of the game already issued by De La Cruz. And it's a First National Bank LI walk to first. Go first, go far. As a starter this season in his 17 starts, De La Cruz is 7-2 and has a 4.15 earned run average. Only 33 walks in his starts coming into tonight's game, but 3 in the first inning plus here tonight. And back to the top of the order we go for Phil Caulfield, the Ducks lefty hitting 2nd baseman. So Woodcock leads from 2nd, Frias from 1st. Good speed on the bases for Long Island. First pitch, Caulfield squares, pulls back, takes the pitch inside off the glove of Peroni, and that will allow the runners to move up. So a similar play with De Aza in the first, in which it looked like the Ducks were going to try and square. Caulfield pulled back, and Peroni missed it. It'll be another pass ball on the catcher for the Barnstormers. The Ducks now with runners at second and third with nobody out. So Peroni having a tough time behind the plate here tonight. Pitch here is outside. The throw to first. Woodcock gets back there safely. Peroni now with 18 pass balls on the year. Had 16 coming into the tonight and has already made 2. So Peroni having a lot of trouble behind the plate, squeezing the baseball. It'll be a 2-0 here to Caulfield. Does not square this time and swings through a fastball for strike 1. Obviously not going to square with runners at second and third now. So the count now 2-1 on Caulfield, who walked and scored in the first inning. Woodcock leads off third, Frias off second. Most of the infield is in, second baseman halfway. The 2-1 is cut on and missed. Caulfield again late on the fastball over the outer half of the plate. And the count 2-2. Caulfield hitting .320 coming into the game, a home run and 16 RBIs. He had the night off last night for the Ducks. A 2-2 from De La Cruz. Caulfield hits a ground ball towards second. Racing home is Woodcock. Here's the throw to the plate, and Woodcock is safe. No, he's out. Oh my goodness. Mike Williams signaled safe and then punched him out. Woodcock can't believe it. He thought he slid under the tag of Peroni. Williams made a safe motion and then punched him out. And now the Ducks are going to be unhappy with Mike Williams, the home plate umpire. Woodcock felt like he was safe and had slid in there, and again, Williams showed a safe signal and then said out. So Woodcock and the Ducks cannot believe it. It is a 4-2 fielder's choice, and now runners at the corners with 1 out. My goodness. Well, both sides were not happy with home plate umpire Eric Carmona in the game yesterday. More on balls and strikes. But already both sides have been upset with Mike Williams in tonight's game. The Ducks thought they had their second run of the game there, and that Woodcock had slid in under the tag of Anthony Peroni. And I'll tell you what, looking on replay, it looked like he did indeed get under the tag. And again, Williams, clear as day, looking at the replay, made a safe call and then punched him out. He literally put both arms out to his side and then immediately went into the fist to call him out. So I'm not sure why he would make both calls there. The 1-0 to Mazzilli, and the curveball taken down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. So the Ducks denied a second run when it looked 100% like Woodcock had gotten in under the tag. The throw from Lair home was high. The 2-0. Mazzilli chops one on the ground at third base. Backing up Cordero. He'll go to second base for 1. The turn to first. Not in time. LJ Mazzilli hustles it out. In to score from third is Vladimir Frias. It's a 5-4 fielder's choice and an RBI off the bat of LJ Mazzilli. And the Ducks now lead it 2-0. Good play by Cordero. That was a tough chopper off the bat of Mazzilli. But they do end up getting the out, getting the run rather, as Mazzilli hustles it out. So Caulfield retired on the fielder's choice 5-4. Mazzilli gets his 40th run batted in of the year. Frias scores from third on the play. So now with 2 down, here's De Aza. First pitch is taken outside for a ball. And the count goes to 1-0. Right-hander is ready. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball on the outside corner for a strike. And that'll even things up at 1-1. So the Ducks have plated 2 runs in the game, both on outs, a sac foul fly and an RBI fielder's choice. Piazza hit that sac foul fly behind third down the left field line in the first, with Phil Caulfield racing home from third ahead of the throw. 1-1. Piazza hits a ground ball to the left side. Going to be a tough play for Feliz. Backhands. Thought about the jump pass, realized he had no play, and that'll be a base hit. So Alejandro Piazza picks up his first hit of the night. That'll help him in the batting race as he closes back in on Andretti Cordero. Second hit of the inning and of the game for the Ducks. And now Long Island with runners at first and second. 2 men out. And up will step Davidson Romero to the plate. So now Romero against De La Cruz for the second time tonight. The first time brought out some fireworks as Romero was hit by the first pitch from De La Cruz on a fastball up and in near the arm. And both of them exchanged words, with Romero being the more upset one. First pitch, Romero takes a curveball, checked his swing. They appealed the first. No swing, says Warren Nicholson. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, that hit by pitch does extend Romero's on-base streak, which is now at 23 consecutive games, tied with Phil Caulfield for the longest by a Ducks player this year. But here he's trying to drive home at least 1 more run, maybe more than that. 1-0. That fastball's on the outside corner, a called strike to even things up at 1-1. Romero coming into the game hitting .289, 16 home runs, 69 RBIs, second highest on-base percentage in the Atlantic League, and third most walks with 80. 1-1, that's another fastball strike, again over the outer half of the plate. And De La Cruz now with a count of 1-2. He has thrown 46 pitches already as De La Cruz, 23 of them, exactly half, 4 strikes. And now the 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Kicking the pitch. Romero hits a fly ball in the air to right. Racing back is Chris Proctor. He looks up over his head, and it's off the base of the wall. Mazzilli will come in to score. Piazza will come in to score. It's a 2-out, 2-run double to right field off the bat of Davidson Romero, and the Ducks double the lead to 4-0. Good piece of hitting for Davidson Romero as he drives one the other way over the head of Chris Proctor. Picks up RBI 70 and 71 on the year on his 21st double of the season.
Number 28, Jose Servo.
So Davidson Romero with a big 2-out, 2-run double. The Ducks extend the lead to 4. And now here is Jose Sermo up to the plate. Ducks sent 7 men to the plate in the first inning. They've sent 7 to the plate again here in the second. First pitch to Sermo, and he takes a curveball that misses downstairs for ball 1 from De La Cruz. Sermo was hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw in the first inning as well, a slider that came down and in and bounced into his leg or off his foot. Tough for us to tell here. The 1-0. That swung on and missed. Another big hack by Sermo. That ball he hit off of West Tunnel in the bottom of the 9th inning here on Tuesday night, probably still traveling. It was positively crushed well over both walls and into the wooded area behind the outfield fence here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Ducks' 5th walk-off win of the season, their first walk-off home run since opening weekend of last year. 1-1. Sermo takes the sliders on the outside corner for a strike. And that'll run the count to 1-2. So 4 runs given up by De La Cruz already, his highest total since August 9th against the Ducks when he allowed 6 runs in just 3 1/3 innings. And here Sermo takes on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for De La Cruz, and that'll end the inning, but the Ducks sent 7 men to the plate for the second straight inning. They get 3 runs on 3 hits in the inning. There was 1 error, a pass ball as well, and the Ducks end up leaving 1 on the base paths. We will head to the top half of the 3rd inning. The Ducks out to an early 4-0 lead over the Barnstormers.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Alejandro de Asa, and you are listening to Duck Baseball on the Long Island Duck Broadcast Network.
This is it.
See what everyone's talking about. Let Nicolak paver and Nicolak pavers pave your way.
Bring your outdoor living dreams to life. Visit Nicolak's Outdoor Design Center at 200 Henry Street in Lindenhurst and see thousands of square feet of pavers, retaining walls, fire pits, and outdoor living accents on display. Only Nicolak paving stones are made with Paver Shield technology for more vibrant color options than anyone else. Visit Nicolak.com to request a free sample or their Outdoor Design Center at 200 Henry Street in Lindenhurst. Nicolak. Ask for it by name. You'll see the difference. Visit Nicolak.com. That's Nicolak.com.
Let Nicolak paver and Nicolak pavers pave your way. Pave your way.
Long Island Ducks out to an early 4-0 lead over the Lancaster Barnstormers. We head to the third inning, and a reminder, fans, to be sure to follow throughout the rest of this 2022 season as the Long Island Ducks team up with Island Federal Credit Union to hit home runs for hunger. Every time the Ducks hit a home run at Fairfield Properties Ballpark, Island Federal will make a $100 donation to Long Island Cares in an effort to help improve food security for families on Long Island. Island Federal Credit Union, catch the wave to better banking. So the Ducks with a run in the first, 3 in the second. They have already sent 14 men to the plate in this game and have forced Oscar De La Cruz to throw 51 pitches through 2 innings. Meanwhile, Joe Iorio has retired the side in order in each of the first 2. I know Anthony Perrone will get things started. First pitch is a check swing foul ball back behind the plate. And the count 0-1 on Perrone, who came into the game hitting .244 for the Barnstormers, 2 home runs, and 26 runs batted in. A 1 pitch from Iorio is taken high and outside, leaving up the count at a ball and a strike. Perrone, Carpenter, and Lair, the 3 due up, bottom of the order for the Barnstormers here in this third inning. Jose Sermo playing in tight at first. The 1-1, popped in the air, foul, first base side and out of play. That'll move the count to 1-2. Again, the Ducks will be heading on the road for a 7-game road trip, 3 in Staten Island, 4 in York. And then they will return home next Friday for their final homestand of the regular season, where they'll face the Ferry Hawks for another 3 and then the Blue Crabs for 3 before they end their season with 3 in Staten Island. Blind up the middle, knocked down by Iorio. He recovers, flips over to first in time for the out. And now the question is, Joe Iorio okay? He took that line drive right in the breadbasket. Looked like it caught him right in the abs. And Adam Lewis, the Ducks' assistant athletic trainer, comes out to check on him and make sure that he is okay. And Iorio seems no worse for wear, kind of smiling and chuckling with Adam Lewis on the mound. Surely they will make him throw a warm-up pitch or 2 to make sure that he is indeed okay. He fires one into Carlos Castro there. Perhaps he'll throw one more, and indeed he will. And again, I think he says he's all right. So back to the dugout goes Adam Lewis, and we are ready to resume play. Always scary as a pitcher when you see a ball coming right back at you, and there, fortunately for Iorio, it wasn't higher than that, and it looked like it caught him right in the midsection. But Iorio took it like a champ, knocked it down, and made the play at first. Here's Joseph Carpenter to the plate. First pitch to him is on the outside corner, a slider for strike 1. Carpenter, the first baseman, 7 for his first 30 with the Barnstormers, a .233 batting average, no homers, 3 RBIs. The 0-1, that's line into right field, but it's right at Dustin Woodcock, who takes a couple steps to his left and makes the catch. So that one of the harder hit balls tonight by the Barnstormers in the early going, but now 8 up, 8 down for Joe Iorio. And with 2 away in the inning, that is going to leave it up to Trace Lair. Lair will bat from the left side, the Barnstormers' second baseman and 9-hitter. First pitch is taken inside for ball one. Lair comes into the game hitting .236, 2 home runs, 30 runs batted in. Good curveball here, but again, Iorio misses, this time down and away. And it's 2-0. For Iorio, this is his second start of the year against the Barnstormers. He faced them at this ballpark on June 26th and took a no decision in the Ducks' 5-2 loss. 2-0 fastball, and that one missed a little bit low, didn't miss by much though. Iorio allowed 4 hits, 3 walks that day, struck out 5. Before the bullpen allowed the runs late, that saw the Barnstormers get the win. He pitched twice against Lancaster in relief earlier this year, 3 scoreless innings combined, 1 appearance at home, 1 on the road. Here, Iorio catches the outside corner for strike 1. In his career, Iorio has made 13 appearances, 9 starts against Lancaster. He's 4-1 with a 3.68 ERA coming into the game tonight. 3-1 pitch to Lair, and he'll swing and hit a ground ball at the first base line. Nice pick out of the dirt by Jose Sermo, and he'll take it to the bag for the out. Good play by Jose Sermo on a tough ground ball up the first base line, and it's 9 up and 9 down for Joe Iorio over the first 3 innings here tonight. 2.5 complete, Ducks 4, Barnstormers nothing.
Hey fans, this is infielder Vladimir Frias, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
When we see Long Island, we see you. Because at Catholic Health, we know that it's your remarkable lives that breathe life into our island. So at every Catholic Health hospital, practice, and care facility, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body. Because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Take your group out to the game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, or put on a pregame performance. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
To the bottom of the third inning we go. The Ducks out to an early 4-0 lead over the Barnstormers. As we just told you recently, the Ducks will be heading on the road tomorrow to start a 7-game trip, 3 in Staten Island and then 4 in York. 7 big games, all against North Division opponents for the Ducks. Mike Moore will have all the action for you right here on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network, so be sure to tune in to every game on the road trip. Obviously, every game is of the utmost importance to the Ducks, who are trying to push for a spot in this year's Atlantic League playoffs. Pre-game show will begin 15 minutes prior to first pitch every night. 7 o'clock scheduled start with a 6:45 pre-game show tomorrow night from Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. A 6 o'clock start on Saturday night, so the pregame at 5:45. And then a 4 o'clock start Sunday afternoon with a 3:45 pregame. And Mike Moore will have all the action for you. Be sure to tune in. To the bottom of the third we go. Carlos Castro will lead things off against Oscar De La Cruz, with the Ducks leading 4-0. Goes after the first pitch and grounds it foul along the third base line for strike 1. Castro went down swinging on 3 pitches in the first, with the bases loaded and 1 out. That's his only at bat thus far tonight for the Ducks. De La Cruz gets the sign. Here's 0-1. Castro takes a fastball down and away, and that'll even up the count at 1-1 strike. Castro was 2 for 3 at the plate last night. One of 2 Ducks with multiple hits. Joe DiCarlo the other, the only Duck with multiple RBIs. Had a double that brought in the 2 runs in the third inning. 1-1 fastball is away, and probably a little low as well, 2-1. Castro also drew a walk in the game yesterday. He's now 3 for 8 in this series. De La Cruz looks in for the sign from Peroni. Now the 2-1. Castro takes a sweeping slider that goes down and away. And that'll run the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. De La Cruz has walked 3 over the first 2 innings of the game. His highest walk total since August 9th against the Ducks when he walked 3 and 3 in a third innings. The season high for walks is 4. That was back on June 2nd at Staten Island. Here Castro fouls one off to the first base side out of play. And so the count now full at 3-2. Payoff pitch to Castro from De La Cruz, and it's swung on and missed, strike 3. Challenged him with a fastball up and in. He picks up his 3rd strikeout of the night. Castro goes down swinging for the 2nd time. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd, and that'll bring up Joe DiCarlo to the plate.
Joe DiCarlo.
I love, by the way, what we saw from Alejandro De Aza during that little fracas between the two teams in the first. When Romero thought he was intentionally thrown out by De La Cruz, Carlos Castro was as heated as anybody on the Ducks, and multiple times trying to go after De La Cruz. First pitch of DiCarlo is taken for a ball low. Almost called a strike by Williams, but he held up, and De La Cruz asking, was it a strike or a ball? And I guess they're saying a ball, so the count 1-0. But De Aza multiple times kept shoving his own teammate Castro back towards the first base dugout. A 1-0 curveball is down and away for ball 2. And the big reason why, he knows the importance of these games. He knows how good of a hitter Castro is. The last thing the Ducks can afford is to have him get ejected early in the game and force Joe DiCarlo behind the plate, especially when DiCarlo is the DH. 2-0, popped in the air, foul, first base side. This will reach the seats. That's a good teammate in De Aza trying to get his fellow teammate back to the dugout away from a potential situation where he could get thrown out of this game. That would be the last thing the Ducks would want early in the game, is to lose the DH on a first inning ejection. DiCarlo hit one of the warning track in left center in the first with 2 down, but it was caught by Mercedes for the final out. Here he smokes one up the middle into center field, a base hit. Joe DiCarlo continuing to swing a red-hot bat. He has now reached base safely in 9 straight and hit safely in 6 straight. He gets a 1-out single here in the 3rd, the Ducks' 4th hit of the night.
Number 15, the PC Richard inside whistle player of the game, Dustin Woodcock.
So DiCarlo, the runner at first base with 1 out for the Ducks. They sent 7 men to the plate in the first and in the second innings. Scored a run in the first on 2 walks and 2 hit batters, and scored 3 runs on 3 hits, a walk, and an error in the second. So here's Woodcock, who singled his first time up, a base hit up the middle, leading off the second inning. DiCarlo takes his lead at first, held on there by Carpenter. The first pitch, Woodcock chases a breaking ball downstairs for strike number 1. Woodcock then appeared to score on a ground ball to second base by Phil Caulfield. It looked like, on replay especially and live, that Woodcock slid in under the tag of Peroni. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed again as he chased down and in. And after Mike Williams jumped out of the way of Woodcock sliding in, made a motion to call safe, and then immediately followed it by calling an out on Woodcock. And Woodcock didn't like it. Wally Backman didn't like it. They both argued, but to no avail. Fortunately, Mazzilli brought in a run with a fielder's choice, and Romero brought in 2 with a double. 0-2 from De La Cruz to Woodcock, and the breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Kept getting Woodcock to chase downstairs on the curve. 4th strikeout of the night for De La Cruz. And with 2 away here in the second, that'll bring up Vladimir Frias to the plate. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for De La Cruz, sandwiched around the single by DiCarlo. And with 2 away here is Vladimir Frias, who walked and scored in his first at bat an inning ago. Frias waves the bat at home plate. DiCarlo takes his lead off of first. First pitch on the way, and Frias swings and drives one in the air to center, but it's hit right at Melvin Mercedes, who has to take a step to his right to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Ducks kept off the scoreboard for the first time tonight. No runs, 1 hit. The Ducks leave 1. 3 innings in the books here in the rubber game of this 3-game set. It's the Ducks 4 and the Barnstormers nothing.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Akil Morris, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Sayville Ford, the no-fees dealer, has been family-owned and operated for 65 years. Visit their spacious showroom to choose from a giant inventory of new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles with a free 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty included. Some exclusions apply. Plus, they offer top dollar for trades, and their service department is open until 1 a.m. on weekdays. Sayville Ford, Long Island's Ford giant, is conveniently located off exit 50 on Sunrise Highway, or visit SayvilleFord.com for more information.
Morning, Dan. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was awesome. I took my family to a Ducks game and had a blast. The seats were great. We ate a ton of food, and the Ducks won. They even had amazing fireworks.
Oh, yeah, they got a good thing going on there. I took friends to Thirsty Thursday a couple weeks ago and had too much fun.
They should totally use us in one of their radio spots.
You mean like the one we're doing right now?
Sure, that works.
Ducks Baseball. Good times every time. Get tickets at liducks.com.
Four 4-0 Ducks through 3 innings here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. We make our way to the 4th. Joe Iorio back to the hill for the Ducks. 9 up, 9 down thus far for the righty. And it is time for the Ducks Health Report, which is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapists of the Long Island Ducks. To note for Long Island, Akil Morris scratched from yesterday's start about 10 minutes prior to first pitch as he was getting warmed up and ready to go. He was dealing with a stiff neck. He is not scheduled to start the 3 games against Staten Island this weekend. Scott Harkin will start the series opener tomorrow, followed by Chris Cepeda and James Varela on Saturday and Sunday, respectively. Morris, as of now, slated to pitch on Labor Day in York Monday, assuming all is better with the neck. First pitch is outside here to Mercedes for ball 1. Su Wei Lin remains on the disabled list. He is dealing with a thumb injury. And then the Ducks have a plethora of other players who are out on the DL with injuries. The 1-0 here is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Ryan Meisinger, a forearm. Stephen Tarpley, a hamstring. Sandy Baez, elbow tightness. Sam Travis, a lower leg. Brady Feigl, shoulder fatigue. And Johnny Turbo, a hand injury. So that's a look at the health report. 1-1 on Mercedes, who struck out swinging in the first. One of 4 strikeouts on the night for Iorio thus far. Time called right as Iorio was kicking up the leg to pitch to the plate. Mercedes wanted to step out and go through the signs again. Here comes the 1-1. Iorio deals. Mercedes takes. The breaking ball misses down and away. And that'll run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll also take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here in inning number 4. Get you caught up in action around the Atlantic League and see what happened in Flushing earlier today for the series finale between the Mets and the Dodgers. 2-1 pitch. Mercedes takes. The fastball is outside. And Iorio now behind at 3-1. Good news for the Ducks thus far down in Gastonia. The Honey Hunters have a 2-0 lead over the Rockers, top half of the 5th inning. Levy, his 5th home run of the season for Gastonia, a former Rocker. That is taken for a strike on the inside corner from Iorio, 3-2. Riley Hovis on the mound tonight for Gastonia. Junior Rincon started for High Point, but was done after 2 innings. And now former Duck Mickey Janis in the ball game for the Rockers. Iorio misses outside here, ball 4. There's the first base runner of the night for the Barnstormers, as Melvin Mercedes draws a leadoff walk here in the 4th inning.
Number 21, Trayvon Robinson.
So that'll end the perfect game bid for Iorio after he retired the first 9 in order. So the speedy Mercedes gets aboard, and now the left fielder Trayvon Robinson will come up to the plate. Iorio's first pitch to Robinson, and it takes a fastball upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. in Kentucky. The Wild Health Genomes have a 4-2 lead over the Lexington Legends. That game is in the bottom half of the third inning. Felix Billet, his 11th home run of the season. He's driven in 3 for the Genomes. And another home run from Courtney Hawkins, who seemingly hits one every single game. He's got a league-high 44 now on the season. Popped in the air, foul behind the plate. That'll drift out of play. And that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hawkins has now homered in 4 consecutive games for the Legends. And he has hit 7 home runs. Check that, 5 consecutive games for the Legends. And he has hit 8 home runs in those 5 games. Just incredible what he is doing with the power at the plate right now. 44 home runs and 110 RBIs on the season. Time called again at home plate, this time by Robinson. Iorio's 1-1. Robinson fouls it back to the screen. 1-2 now on the Barnstormer left fielder, who struck out swinging back in the first. So again, the Genomes with a 4-2 lead over Lexington. That's not good news for the Ducks. Gastonia, 2-0 lead over High Point. That is good news for the Ducks in terms of the wild card chase. Long Island 3 behind Wild Health, 4.5 behind High Point. 1-2, and Robinson hits one towards short, and it goes off the glove of Frias, diving to his backhand. Everybody's going to be safe. And now the Barnstormers with 2 on and nobody out.
The third baseman, number 12, Andretti Cordero.
So we'll see how that is scored. It was hit slightly to the right of Frias. He tried to field on the backhand and could not come up with it cleanly. So instead of 1 out, maybe 2. It's runners at first and second, nobody out. And up will step Andretti Cordero. First pitch here is fouled back to the screen behind home plate. And the count goes to 0-1. The 0-1, lined in a right center field. Over is Dustin Woodcock to his right. He's going to make the catch. Tagging from second is Mercedes. He'll make his way to third. The Barnstormers now with runners at first and third, 1 out for Feliz.
The shortstop, number 8, Anderson Feliz.
So Cordero with the fly out to right field. To third base goes Mercedes. Now with runners at the corners and 1 man out, up will step Feliz to bat from the left side. So it's going to be an infield single for Robinson. A tough first hit for Iorio to give up, but not an easy play for Frias, ranging to his right. First pitch here is taken for a ball. And it's 1-0 on Feliz. Wasn't all that hard hit by Robinson, but again to the Frias' right. And kind of an in-between hop, and kind of short hopped on him, and he dove to his right to try and make the play. Here a deep drive in the air to right center by Feliz. Back are Deaza and Woodcock into the gap. Woodcock at the wall. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third is Mercedes. Oh, Robinson kept running on the play, and Robinson is going to be out. Frias is literally going to walk the ball back to first base, and it will be a double play to end the inning. That is a big break for the Ducks. Trayvon Robinson running on that deep drive to right, thinking that ball was going to get into the gap, but Woodcock makes the catch. They double off the runner at first, and the side is retired. Nicely done. In the inning, no runs. There was 1 hit, 1 walk, and because of the double play, 1 man left on base. We will make our way to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is the Ducks 4 and the Barnstormers nothing.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Last night while my husband was sleeping, he shouted, "Baby, I want more." And I said, "What more could you want? You got me." And he said, "I was dreaming about a new house." So we went online to First National Bank of Long Island and applied for a mortgage. Best night of my life.
With competitive mortgage rates and flexible solutions, First National is the local bank that always puts you first. Let's connect at fnbli.com. First National. Go first. Go far. The First National Bank of Long Island. Member FDIC. Equal opportunity lender. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval.
Hey kids, are you ready to be part of the coolest club in town? If so, sign up today for the Long Island Ducks Kids Club presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union. Children 14 and under will receive exclusive perks that only come with being a member, including a free ticket to a Ducks game, a free commemorative yearbook, 10% off at the Waddle Inn Shop, and much more. They'll also receive priority access to skip the line during Kids Run the Bases at all Sunday home games. Sign up today by visiting liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Well, the Ducks get a gift from Trayvon Robinson as the deep drive to right off the bat of Anderson Feliz is caught at the wall by Dustin Woodcock. Robinson was running from first to third, rounding third, thinking there was no way that ball was going to be caught, and so the Ducks complete the double play, 9-6 on the double play. As the throw from Woodcock came into Frias, who just took it to the bag himself to avoid any potential error. So Iorio gets out of the inning with just the one hit, one walk, but no runs given up. And it still has the 4-run lead intact. We go to the bottom half of the fourth. And up to bat will step Phil Caulfield from the left side. First pitch on the way. And that is taken for a strike. 0-1. Caulfield is 0 for 1 in the game. He walked and scored in the first, reached on a 4-2 fielder's choice in the second. This one swung on and missed. And the count quickly is 0-2. It'll be Caulfield, Mazzilli, and De Aza due up. The 0-2 pitch, and that breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. So on 3 pitches, down goes Caulfield. 5th strikeout of the night for De La Cruz. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth. Finishing up the out-of-town scores, Charleston Dirty Birds a 3-0 lead over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Top half of the fourth inning. That's good news for the Barnstormers, who lead the Blue Crabs by 4 games in the North Division. Espinal, Gonzalez, and Goris with RBIs thus far for Charleston. Denson Hull on the mound for the Dirty Birds. Alex Merrithew going for the Blue Crabs tonight. First pitch on the way to L.J. Mazzilli, and he takes a curveball that misses low for ball 1. What a night last night for Staten Island. 14 unanswered runs. They turn a 13-1 deficit into a 15-13 win in York, but right now they trail the Revolution 5-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0, that's on the outside corner for strike 1. Nash, Nunez, and Perez have the RBIs for York. Antoine Duplantis has hit his 8th home run of the season for the Ferry Hawks. 1-1 on the ground to the right side. Diving stop made by Trace Lair to his feet, and he throws out Mazzilli at first for the second out of the inning. Nice play by Trace Lair at second to rob Mazzilli of the base hit. So Mazzilli is now 0 for 2 with an RBI, a run, and a walk. First 2 have been retired by De La Cruz in the fourth. And he's now retired 6 of the last 7 he has faced since the 2-run double by Romero in the second. 2-away in the inning, that'll leave it up to Alejandro De Aza. Mets, by the way, have a 5-3 win today over the Dodgers in the rubber game of their 3-game set. Bassett, the win, improved to 12-7. Martin, the loss, fell to 4-1. Ottavino with his 3rd save of the year. Marte, Ruff, Canna, Lindor, and Nimmo all driving in runs for the Mets. Turner had an RBI. Taylor had 2 for the Dodgers in the loss. So the Mets take 2 out of 3 against the National League's best team, against the Major League's best team, the Dodgers, who are 50 games over 500. 1-0. De Aza checks his swing. He takes a breaking ball low. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. The Yankees have the night off. They will open up a series against the Tampa Bay Rays in Florida tomorrow. Yankees calling up their number 3 prospect today from Scranton, Oswald Peraza, who many Yankee fans have been clamoring for to come up to the big leagues. And it seems as though that time has come The roster is expanding here in the month of September a bit. We'll see if he is able to ignite a spark in a Yankees team that has struggled mightily since the All-Star break. 2-1 pitch. De Aza takes. The curveball from De La Cruz is low. So the count now 3-1. De Aza, the sac fly in the first for his 59th RBI of the year, then singled and scored in the second. 3-1. De Aza smokes one down the right field line, but that'll hook foul. Up onto the concourse down by the fun zone. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes. De La Cruz has yet to retire the Ducks in order. They've had at least one man on in every inning. 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches in the first. 3 hits and a walk in the second, and a hit in the third. Payoff pitch on the way to the plate. And De Aza swing and a miss for strike 3. So Oscar De La Cruz strikes out 2 in a 1-2-3-4th inning. He's now got 6 strikeouts on the night. We head to the 5th here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. It's the Ducks 4 and the Barnstormers nothing.
Hey fans, this is Scott Harkin, right-handed pitcher, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Planning your next party or looking for a caterer that will handle all of your needs? Hidden Gem Cafe's got you covered. From setup to service to cleanup and amazing food that is sure to be talked about, they can do it all without breaking the bank. Hidden Gem knows that each event is unique and strives to design a specialized menu for each event. Call the Hidden Gem Cafe for your next party at 631-390-5912. And be sure to follow them on social media too at the Hidden Gem Cafe for ideas and information.
Hey kids, are you looking for even more fun when you come out to a Long Island Ducks game? Then be sure to head on over to the Ducks Fun Zone. It's located on the main concourse down the right field line. There you'll find 3 fun-filled inflatables, including the Duck Tail Slide, the Bounce House, and an obstacle course. Enjoy unlimited access to all 3 inflatables for just $5 every game. That's the Long Island Ducks Fun Zone, open during all home games at Fairfield Properties Ballpark.
We have played 4 innings tonight in the rubber game of this 3-game set. The Ducks have a 4-0 lead over the Barnstormers with a run in the first and 3 in the second. As we go to the 5th inning, it means it is time for 5th inning trivia, where we're going to test your knowledge of the Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. Today's question is a baseball as a whole question, so you can put aside your Ducks and Atlantic League thinking caps here tonight. It's more a baseball as a whole related question. So stick around for that. Up to the plate is going to step Jacob Barfield to get things started. Barfield, Proctor, and Peroni, 5, 6, and 7 in the order due up for the Barnstormers, who have recorded just 1 walk and 1 infield single in 4 innings against Joe Iorio. First pitch is hit in the air to left fairly well. Back goes Mazzilli, but he'll have room. And in front of the scoreboard in left center, he makes the catch to retire Barfield for out number 1. Well, we are going to take you back in time here today. 24 years ago, on this date in 1998, Mark McGwire broke a 68-year-old National League record for home runs in a season when he hit his 56th and 57th home runs in a victory over the Florida Marlins. Of course, McGwire en route to a 70 home run season, which at the time was more than anybody else in baseball history for a single season. First pitch on the way to Chris Proctor is taken low for ball 1. Our question to you, whose 68-year-old record in the National League did McGwire break when he hit his 56th and 57th home runs of that 1998 season? We'll let you think about it, and we'll give you the answer in the bottom half of this 5th inning. 1-0, and there's a fastball strike at the knees to even up the count at 1-1 on Proctor, who also fly to left his first time up. That was back in the second. Iorio has retired 12 of the first 14 batters he has faced in the game. A 1-1. Half swing. Pitch was taken for a strike anyway. Good fastball over the outside corner, 1-2. Iorio has been very economical thus far tonight. 50 pitches exactly, 33 of them for strikes. And as he did in his last start, seemingly pounding the strike zone against this Barnstormer lineup and having success to this point. 1-2. That fastball is taken high. Now we'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kicking the pitch, swinging a fly ball again to left center. Over is Mazzilli to his left to make the catch. Iorio coming into this inning has thrown 14 consecutive scoreless innings now, going back to his start on August 20th against York. Did not allow a single run in the 4th, 5th, or 6th innings of that start. Tossed 7 scoreless innings against the Dirty Birds his last time out, and has tossed 4 2/3 scoreless innings tonight. So if he can get through this inning, you do the math, it adds up to 15 straight scoreless innings for the righty. First pitch here is a breaking ball taken low. And the count goes to 1-0. Peroni a little tapper back to the mound in the 3rd. Actually, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't really a little tapper. It was a line drive right back at Iorio, who knocked it down and made the out at first. Took it right in the midsection, but was okay to continue. 1-1 now on Peroni after that foul ball. Peroni did the catching last night. Was 2 for 4 at the plate with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. He also drew a walk in the game. Was 0 for 1 in the series opener before coming out of the game. He was the DH that day. And Cameron Gann only went 2 innings, so the Barnstormers lost the DH once he came out. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Peroni as Iorio looks to complete his 4th 1-2-3 inning of the night. Most batters he's faced in an inning was 4 in the 4th. 2-1, breaking ball, fouled off first base side. Sermo gives chase, but this will be well back into the seats and out of play. That'll lead up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Iorio in his 3rd season here with the Ducks as a starter with Long Island. He's made 57 starts prior to tonight, 23-9 record, and a 4.15 earned run average, with 203 strikeouts and 320 2/3 innings to 110 walks. 2-2, golfed in the air down the right field line. This one is going to be foul again, and it will reach the front row of seats. Down the line, Dustin Woodcock gave chase, but no chance for him to get to that ball. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Iorio looks in for the sign, now has the pitch he likes. The 2-2. That's fouled straight back to the screen behind home plate. Good cut by Peroni on the fastball. Iorio's had back-to-back quality starts. Allowed 2 earned runs, 4 runs total in 6 innings at York on August 20th. And 7 shutout innings his last time out. 2-2. Line down the right field line. Again, Woodcock gives chase in a foul ground. He won't get there. So another foul ball by Peroni. And another pitch coming up in this at-bat. Iorio had a 1-2 record with a 9.00 ERA in his 5 starts prior to his last 2. So Ducks hoping that he is on the right track here to close out this season. And they're going to need him to have some good performances on the mound over these next 2.5 weeks to try and will the Ducks into the postseason. 2-2. On the ground to the left side. Davidson Romero gobbles this one up. His throw across the diamond is in time for the out. And it's now 5 scoreless innings here tonight for Joe Iorio as he works his 4th 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Halfway through here in the rubber game of this 3-game series, it's the Long Island Ducks 4 and the Lancaster Barnstormers nothing.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Dustin Woodcock, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Millennium Container Service is fulfilling the needs of businesses and homes across Long Island. They provide waste and recycling services plus a variety of dumpster rental options for any project. Millennium Container Service offers convenient, on-time deliveries and pickups, as well as daily, weekly, and monthly commercial service. Need a quote? Call 516-826-5544 or visit millenniumcontainer.com. Millennium Container Service. Keep your home and business clean. Has drinking or substance abuse taken over your life? You are not alone, and recovery is possible. At FCA, our caring team members will work with you to identify a recovery plan that meets your needs. We have virtual and in-person services ranging from treatment to recovery, from prevention to crisis support. Go to our website, fcali.org or thriveli.org for more information and to start your recovery journey today.
We go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. The Ducks leading the Barnstormers 4-0, and it is time for the answer to today's fifth inning trivia, where we tested your knowledge of the Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. 24 years ago today, Mark McGwire hit his 56th and 57th home runs of the season, and the St. Louis Cardinals win over the Florida Marlins. It broke a 68-year-old National League record for home runs in a season. Who held that record of 56 home runs, which was set back in 1930? And the answer was Hack Wilson of the Chicago Cubs at the time. He led the league that year with 56 home runs, 191 RBIs, 105 walks. He also led the league in slugging percentage, OPS, and OPS plus. And so Hack Wilson is the correct answer. Our press box crew had that correct, so good job by the press box crew guessing today's trivia question. So we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. The Ducks with a 4-0 lead, and it will be Davidson Romero to get things started at the plate against Oscar De La Cruz, who begins his fifth inning of work. First pitch on the way, and that is taken low and outside for ball number 1. Romero was hit by a pitch in the first inning, then connected for a 2-out, 2-run double to right in the second. 1-0, and that on the outside corner for a strike. So that will even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Romero's double, his 21st of the year. He picked up his 70th and 71st runs batted in of the season. From the windup, here is the 1-1. That is taken low and outside on a curveball. And that will move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Romero will be followed by Sermo and Castro. De La Cruz has settled down after the rocky start. He's retired 7 of the last 8 he has faced since the Romero double. Only DeCarlo's single in the third. The 2-1. Good curveball from De La Cruz is on the outside corner, 2-2. And De La Cruz now up to 81 pitches on the night, 46 of them for strikes. Ducks out hitting the Barnstormers 4-1 in the ball game. 2-2 pitch. And Romero tops one on the ground towards short. Anderson Feliz to his left will field and throw out Romero at first. So the Ducks third baseman retired for the first time tonight. One away here in the fifth. And up will step Jose Sermo.
The first baseman, number 28, Jose Sermo.
So Sermo will bat from the left side. First pitch here is taken for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1. Sermo was hit by a pitch in the first, struck out looking to end the second. As he takes strike 2 here, the only one of the 6 strikeouts by Oscar De La Cruz that was looking. Everything else was swinging. This one chopped foul towards the Ducks dugout on the first base side. So the count remains 0-2 on Sermo. Sermo lifts this one in the air to left field. Shallow racing in is Trayvon Robinson, and he'll make the catch. Got a bit of a late break on it, but still got to the spot. So Sermo now 0 for 2. 2 away for the Ducks in the bottom of the fifth, and that'll bring up Carlos Castro to the plate.
The catcher, number 24, Carlos Castro.
With 2 down, Carlos Castro will come up to the plate. So with 2 away, here is Castro to bat from the right side. Castro has struck out twice in this game, both times swinging. Going down in the first and the third against right-hander Oscar De La Cruz. De La Cruz winds and fires, and this pitch is skied in the air down the right field line, foul territory. Giving it a look is Joseph Carpenter. This will be well out of play. And the count goes to 0-1. So after the rocky start of the first 2 innings, he was able to get out of the first with just the 1 run given up. And then after the 3-run second, really has silenced this Ducks lineup. Keeping the Barnstormers in this one, the 0-1. Good curveball. That drops in over the inside corner. Castro kind of bailed out. Took the pitch over the corner for a strike. Until the count is 0-2. Here's the pitch. That's way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Chopped on the ground here, third base side. That's going to stay foul off the bat of Castro. Castro was the designated hitter in the series opener here on Tuesday, when he went 1 for 4 with a run scored, and that was the first baseman last night, and 2 for 3 with a 2-run double and a walk. We have 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from De La Cruz. Kicks and comes home, and Castro grounds one fair inside the bag at third, past Cordero, and that's down the line. Castro will turn first and head is second. Robinson fires in, but that throw won't be in time. It is a 2-out double for Carlos Castro, the Ducks' second double of the night, and Castro's 29th of the year. Castro pulls into a tie for the 4th most doubles in the Atlantic League this season. So the 2-out double gets Castro aboard for the first time in this game.
Both of you, some stuff.
So here is Joe DeCarlo to bat. De La Cruz comes set on the rubber, looks back to second, first pitch, and DeCarlo takes a slider outside for ball 1. DeCarlo singled to center his last time up in the third, flied out to the warning track in left center in the first. A 1-0. High pop-up in the air to shallow center. Coming in is Melvin Mercedes. A long way to go, and Mercedes will make the catch. The second baseman Lair didn't get to it, so Mercedes had to be the one to come away with it. He does, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 man left on base. To the 6th inning we go here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Ducks still in front of the Barnstormers, 4-0.
Hey fans, this is pitcher James Varela, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Prato. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Your source for everything Ducks is liducks.com. The official website of the Long Island Ducks is the best place to stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team. Purchase tickets to the game, see the full promotional schedule, visit the online store, read the latest news stories, and watch every game live right on the homepage. The site offers an optimal browsing experience on either your computer or mobile device. liducks.com, the official website of the Long Island Ducks, your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball.
Ducks fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit here to Fairfield Properties Ballpark, where exclusive hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. Michael Pollock here with you in Central Islip, New York for the rubber game of this three-game series. The Ducks have a 4-0 lead. They're out hitting the Barnstormers 5-1. Lancaster's committed the only error of the game. That was by first baseman Joseph Carpenter on a pickoff throw. Speaking of Carpenter, he'll lead things off in the 6th. And the first pitch he sees is taken low from Joe Iorio for ball 1. Iorio has faced 16 batters thus far in the game. He's allowed just 2 to reach. A walk to Mercedes in the 4th and an infield single to short by Robinson in the 4th. The 1-0. Carpenter takes. That's on the inside corner for a called strike to even up the count at 1-1. Iorio's retired 5 in a row since that infield single that Frias tried to make a lunging stop on to his right. Could not come up with it on the short hop. Not an easy play. The 1-1 is skied in the air down the right field line, foul off the bat. Now to go back into the crowd, it's 1-2. Carpenter fly to right his first time up. That was back in the 3rd, getting his first start of the series. Pinch hit and was retired in his lone at bat on Tuesday, and pinch hit again yesterday before taking over at first base, and was retired in his lone at bat. 1-2 is tapped into the ground, foul towards the Barnstormer on deck circle, where Trace Lair awaits his turn at the plate. So 3 straight starts now in 4 of his last 5, in which Iorio has at least pitched into the 6th inning. The 1-2. Fastball taken at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Iorio with his 5th strikeout of the night, his first since the 2nd inning, and his first one looking on the night. 1 away here in the top of the 6th, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Trace Lair.
Now batting the second baseman, number 6, Trace Lair.
So here's the lefty hitting Lair, one of 2 lefties in the lineup, Proctor the other. First pitch, and he takes a strike, fastball at the belt. Iorio has been very economical in this game. He is currently at 66 pitches, 45 of which have been strikes. Here's the 0-1. Lair takes up and away. Lair grounded out to first base to end a 1-2-3 3rd inning. Iorio retired the first 9 he faced before issuing the leadoff walk to Mercedes in the 4th. And has now retired 6 in a row since that point, including the double play off the bat of Feliz that ended the 4th when Robinson was running with his head down on the fly ball that was caught in right by Woodcock. Here Lair drives one to right center field. Going to be a tough play. Diaz into the gap, won't get it. It lands for a base hit. Lair turns first. He's going for second, and he'll slide in there safely with a double. So Trace Lair picks up a 1-out double to right center field. The first hit to the outfield for the Barnstormers in this game. The Barnstormers get their second runner in a scoring position tonight. A runner at second with one out. And that'll bring up Melvin Mercedes. First pitch here, Mercedes swings away, drives it to center, fairly well hit, but this will stay in the yard. De Aza back to make the catch. Lair will tag and go for third. The throw in from De Aza is not in time. So Trace Lair moves to third base as Mercedes is now 0 for 2 with a walk.
The left fielder, number 21, Trayvon Robinson.
Second time the Barnstormers have had a runner at third. And that was the wild thing about that double play fly ball. When we were calling the action, Robinson put his head down and just started running when Cordero hit that drive. Perhaps he forgot how many outs there were. But he was running, and when I turned to look to third to see Mercedes tagging from third, once the ball was caught by Woodcock, I saw Robinson right behind him. Robinson takes a fastball here on the inside corner for strike one, and that's when he knew Robinson must have thought that ball was clearly going to be in the gap for an extra base hit. The Ducks easily doubled him off. Frias, in fact, caught the throw in and just ran right to first base to tag the base to make sure that out was made. Here's the 0-1. Robinson, a ground ball to the right side and through. There's a base hit. In to score from third is Trace Lair. Trayvon Robinson with a 2-out RBI single spoils the shutout bid. And the Barnstormers get on the scoreboard and close to within 4-1.
The third baseman, number 12.
So the ground ball sneaks in the hole in between Sermo and Caulfield. Robinson with his second hit of the game, his 45th RBI of the year. And Lancaster gets their first run of the night. So now the league leader in RBIs coming into the day today. Andretti Cordero will come up to the plate. First pitch, Cordero takes down and away. And my apologies, I actually said the league leader in RBIs. He is the division leader in RBIs coming into the day at 106, but was second in the league behind Courtney Hawkins, who is at 108. And now Hawkins has pulled into the lead by 4 with 2 more tonight on a home run. Foul ball to the first base side out of play, 1-1. Though it looks like it'll be tough for Hawkins to win the Triple Crown. He leads the league in home runs with 44, 14 more than Carlos Franco, formerly of the York Revolution. Leads the league in RBIs by 4 now over Cordero, but is not even in the top 10 in batting for the league. So it would be unlikely for him to win the Triple Crown, and Cordero again leads the league in batting and second in the league in RBIs, but is nowhere near the league lead in home runs. He's got just 14. But those two certainly have to be the leading candidates, one would think, for the Atlantic League's Player of the Year award, with De Aza in the mix as well. Second in the league in batting and leads the league in on-base percentage. 2-1. On the ground, foul down the third baseline. Ross Peoples thought about barehanding it, coaching at third, but wisely chose to let it go. So now the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Iorio a strike 3 away from getting through the inning with just the 1 run given up. On 1-out double to right center by Trace Lair, and a 2-out RBI single by Trayvon Robinson. Sermo holds on Robinson at first. Iorio throws over quickly, and Robinson back safely. Robinson has 6 steals and 8 attempts this year. Iorio now up to 75 pitches on the night, 51 for strikes. 2-2. On the ground, off the foot of Iorio, and that's going to sneak through into center field for a base hit. Robinson turns second. He'll go to third. So a base hit. The second in a row with 2 outs. Third of the inning for the Barnstormers. Cordero's got his first hit of the night. The Barnstormers now with runners in the corners and 2 down, and the tying run coming to the plate in the form of Anderson Feliz. So Iorio was cruising through the first 5 innings of this game, but has run into trouble here in the 6th, giving up a double and 2 singles in the inning. And now Adam Lewis, The Ducks assistant athletic trainer is also going to come out to check on Iorio and make sure he's okay after taking another comebacker off of him. So perhaps this might just be a health visit for the Ducks to see if Iorio is okay and not necessarily a mound visit for Long Island. We'll have to wait and see. Adam Lewis was checking to make sure the foot was okay. Now Wiedemeyer having the discussion with Iorio and the infielders. But Wiedemeyer with a couple pats on the shoulder for Iorio, with Anderson Feliz set to come up. And they're going to say that's not a mound visit for Long Island. They're going to say that that was an injury visit to check on the health of Iorio. So neither side has made a mound visit yet in this game. But meanwhile, the Barnstormers going to bring the tying run to the plate here in Anderson Feliz, who drove one to the wall in right center his last time up in the fourth. Nearly for an extra base hit, if not for a nice catch made by Woodcock. First pitch to Feliz here, and the breaking ball is fouled off to the third base side out of play. And that is strike one. Feliz struck out swinging his first time up. That was in the second inning. The Barnstormers with 3 hits and a run thus far here in the sixth. The 0-1 to Feliz is a fastball that misses upstairs. And that'll even the count at 1-1. And we've seen this time and time again from the Barnstormers. They are never out in games. They always find a way to chip away and stay in. But a big reason why they're still in it is what Oscar De La Cruz has done after the 4 runs over the first 2 innings. He's thrown up 3 zeros since that point. 1-1. And the slider here misses inside. And Iorio now behind on Feliz at 2-1. Feliz was 0 for 3 at the plate last night with a run scored and drew a pair of walks. He was 0 for 1 with 3 walks and a run scored in the series opener. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Another good slider by Iorio, ties him up inside. And the count now even at 2-2. Robinson with good speed at third. Andretti Cordero less so at first. And Anderson Feliz the batter here with the Barnstormers trailing by 3 in the top of the sixth. Iorio's 2-2. Fastball taken just outside. Try to paint the corner at the bottom of the zone and just missed. So now the count full at 3-2 with 2 outs. That will release the runner Cordero from first on the pitch. So Sermo will retreat and play behind him. Iorio looks in for the sign from Castro. Now has the pitch he likes. And the payoff pitch swung on and lifted in the air to right center. Racing over into the gap are Woodcock and De Aza. It'll be De Aza who makes the catch. And Iorio works around further trouble to limit the damage to just the 1 run here in the 6th inning. In the frame, 1 run, 3 hits for the Barnstormers. There were no errors. They leave 2 aboard. We head to the bottom half of inning number 6. It's now the Ducks 4 and the Barnstormers 1.
Hey fans, this is catcher Joe DiCarlo, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
This is it. Check it out. See what everyone's talking about. Let Nikolak Paver, Nikolak Pavers pave your way.
Bring your outdoor living dreams to life. Visit Nikolak's Outdoor Design Center at 200 Henry Street in Lindenhurst and see thousands of square feet of pavers, retaining walls, fire pits, and outdoor living accents on display. Only Nikolak paving stones are made with Paver Shield technology for more vibrant color options than anyone else. Visit Nikolak.com to request a free sample or their Outdoor Design Center at 200 Henry Street in Lindenhurst. Nikolak. Ask for it by name. You'll see the difference. Visit Nikolak.com. That's Nikolak.com.
Let Nikolak Paver, let Nikolak Pavers pave your way. Pave your way.
Ducks as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Again, Long Island will be heading on the road tomorrow to start a 7-game road trip, but they will be back home next Friday September the 9th as they take on the Staten Island Ferry Hawks in the opening game of a 3-game series as the Battle of the Belt returns to Long Island, the final time Staten Island will be visiting this year. The first 1,500 fans in attendance are going to take home a poster courtesy of Newsday that features Long Island Ducks mascot Quackerjack and Newsday mascot Scoop. So be sure to come out to the ballpark to enjoy that. It'll also be a wind down Friday with special samples from Lemonade Stand at Main and Vine, and it'll be a Angela's Pizza Friday where you can get a special offer from Angela's Pizzeria in Islip if the K-Man strikes out on the Ferry Hawks. So be sure to come out for that. I was actually at Angela's Pizzeria today, and their stuff is so good. I'm going to tell you about 2 things that they had, both of which I had today, because I know you're all very curious. First pitch curveball's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The first was their Angry Italian Slice, which is one of their signature slices. If you never had it, I highly recommend it. But make sure you've got nothing to do afterwards, because you may or may not feel a little bit gross after with what they put on it. The 0-1 is lined foul third base side. It's got vodka sauce rather than tomato sauce. They put pepperoni on the top of the cheese. They also cut up mozzarella sticks and put those atop the pizza. They drizzle it with hot honey, and the crust has garlic knots on it. So it is absolutely fabulous. One of my favorite slices that I've ever had, and I always try and get that when I make my way over to Angelo's, so highly recommend that. And then, of course, you got to have a little dessert when you go there, and they kept promoting this on their social media. I could not say no, and that is their cannoli calzone. If you tune into our broadcast on Tuesday night, you know David and Weiss and I talked extensively about cannolis as we were treated to some here in the press box. Dustin Woodcock grounds out to second, almost beat it out, but he's retired on the throw from Blair for the first out. And they have a calzone here that is filled with cannoli cream at Angela's Pizza, and it is to die for. So certainly highly recommend making a visit over in Islip. It's about 5 minutes away from the ballpark, not even, and certainly worth your while. Owners Vincent and Tara do a great job. So one away on the Woodcock ground out as Oscar De La Cruz continues to mow down the Ducks hitters. Now retired 11 of the last 13 he has faced since Davidson Romero's 2-run double in the second. The only batters to reach since, the single by DeCarlo into center with 1 out in the third, and the double to left by Castro with 2 outs in the fifth. 0-1 on Frias. Woodcock now 1 for 3 with that ground out to second. Frias, meanwhile, is over 1 with a walk and a run scored tonight. The kick and the pitch from De La Cruz. Frias takes down and away, 1-1. Frias got the start at shortstop last night. He was 0 for 4 at the plate with a strikeout. Did not play in the series opener here on Tuesday night. They got 1-1. And I think the Barnstormers happy to still see De La Cruz pitching here in the 6th with the way his night started. 1-1, and that is outside for ball 2. He threw up close to 60 pitches through the first 2 innings of the game, but next pitch will be number 100 on the night for the righty. He's at 99 pitches right now, 60 of them for strikes, and has thrown 3 straight scoreless innings after the 3-run second. Down and away, missed with a breaking ball here, and Frias now ahead in the count 3-1, as the Ducks will at least be looking to try and get the run back. The Barnstormers scored in the top of the 6th on Trayvon Robinson's 2-out RBI single. De La Cruz gets the sign, the 3-1, and Frias fouls this one off. The glove of Anthony Perrone. A little bit late on the pitch, got a good pitch to hit, but just behind on it. And so the count full at 3-2. Barnstormers will continue their road trip after the game tonight. They'll head down to Waldorf, Maryland to take on the Blue Crabs. 3-2. On the ground, back to the mound, and picked up by De La Cruz. He will throw to first in time. What a break there for De La Cruz. That ball was hard on the ground back to the mound. De La Cruz just basically had his glove down. I don't even think he intentionally put it down. His glove was just facing down after he threw the pitch, and the ball from Frias literally went right back into his glove. So an easy out for De La Cruz as Frias denied the base hit. So now 2 away in the inning. And up will step Phil Caulfield for his 4th plate appearance of the night. He's got to be such a great feeling as a pitcher. You give up a hard hit ball, you think it's probably going to be a base hit, and ultimately don't have to do much, and yet still make the play. So with 2 down, Phil Caulfield takes outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a fielder's choice ground out. He did walk and score in the first, and also stole his 10th base of the year. The 1-0. Swinging a chopper past the mound towards second, charging in his lair. Fields, the off-balance throw to first, is in time for the out, and that will retire the side. 3 groundouts by the Ducks as they go in order for the second time tonight. De La Cruz now with 4 straight scoreless innings since the 3-run second. We go to the 7th here in the rubber game of this 3-game set. Ducks lead 4-1.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Joe Iorio, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
When we see Long Island, we see you. Because at Catholic Health, we know that it's your remarkable lives that breathe life into our island. So at every Catholic Health hospital, practice, and care facility, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body. Because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Take your group out to the game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, or put on a pregame performance. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Well, we make our way to the top of the 7th inning. The Ducks with a 4-1 lead over the Lancaster Barnstormers. And a reminder that this 2022 season of Ducks Baseball has been presented by Catholic Health. With a talented roster full of Major League experience and exciting promotions every game, a day at the ballpark is truly a good time every time. Tickets remain on sale for the final 6 regular season home games for the Ducks. You can get your tickets by visiting the Fairfield Properties Ballpark box office, by going online to liducks.com, or by calling 631-940-TIXX.
Jacob Barfield.
So Joe Iorio goes back to the mound to begin his 7th inning of work. He has scattered a run on 4 hits and a walk over his first 6 innings while striking out 5. First pitch here misses upstairs, and that is ball 1. The only innings Iorio has faced any trouble was in the 4th when he allowed a walk and an infield single to start the inning, but got out of it with a flyout and a double play flyout. And then in the 6th allowed a 1-out double before giving up back-to-back 2-out singles, including the RBI to Trayvon Robinson on the base hit. And now has a count of 1-1 on Barfield, who's 0 for 2 tonight, with a swinging strikeout and a flyout to left. 1-1. And slider misses outside. That'll move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Iorio looking to bounce back after the 1-run 6th inning. Trying to complete 7 innings for his 2nd straight start and 3rd time in his last 5 starts. 2-1. That comes inside, and I think that hit Barfield on the hip. Yes, it did. Just nipped Barfield. So he is hit by a pitch for the 11th time this season. And Lancaster gets the leadoff man on base here in the top of the 7th inning. That is the 10th batter that Joe Iorio has hit with a pitch this year. So Lancaster gets the leadoff man on base, and that'll bring up the lefty swinging right fielder, Chris Proctor. So here's Proctor, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to left. First pitch, and that fastball is taken high and away for ball 1. On the out-of-town scoreboard, High Point now leads Gastonia 3-2. That game is in the top of the 7th inning down in North Carolina. Rockers getting 2 RBIs from Giovanni Alfonso, 1 from Logan Morrison. Iorio hits the outside corner with a fastball here for strike 1. Stuart Levy, his 5th home run of the year for Gastonia. So High Point's rally, not good news for the Ducks. Here comes the 1-1. Proctor takes a slider inside from Iorio for ball 2. Meanwhile, the Wild Health Genomes still leading the Lexington Legends 5-3 the score in Kentucky, bottom of the 5th inning. PA his 11th home run, Davis his 16th for the Genomes. And for the Legends, Hawkins his league-leading 44th of the year. 2-1, and Iorio misses downstairs. So now behind in the count at 3-1 on Proctor, and in danger of putting the first 2 on base here to begin the 7th and bringing the tying run to the plate. Barfield will take his lead at first, 9 steals and 12 attempts this year. Iorio's 3-1 runner bluffs, and Proctor pops it up, foul, third base side of the plate. Carlos Castro over to the stands, but this will be back in the first row behind the Ducks dugout. Should be behind the Barnstormer dugout. And so the count full at 3-2. So we'll see if Barfield takes off for second here on the 3-2 pitch to Proctor. Lefties have done a little better against Iorio this year than righties. They're hitting .284 compared to righties who are hitting .273. It'll be a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch from Iorio. Kicks and deals, and Proctor lifts one in the air down the left field line, slicing into the corner, and that will tail foul into the party deck. So the at-bat will continue for Proctor. Barnstormers these last couple innings have been driving the pitch count of Iorio up. He had been very economical in the ball game, but now up to 92 on the night. I believe the Ducks do have action going in their bullpen down the right field line. 3-2 pitch on the way from the righty, and Proctor lines one to the right side and through. There's a base hit. To second goes Barfield. He will stop right there. A hit batter, a single, and the Barnstormers have put the first 2 men on against Iorio here in the 7th. And the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Anthony Peroni, and it appears like that will be all for Ducks right-hander Joe Iorio. Wally Backman will make his way out of the dugout. Iorio now with a total of 93 pitches on the night, 60 of them for strikes. And Backman going to take the ball from his right-hander and go to his bullpen here in the 7th. 6 strong innings from Joe Iorio tonight. He'll get a nice hand from the fans here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. 6 innings of work. He's allowed just 1 run at this point. But the Barnstormers have put the first 2 men on here in the top of the 7th. They'll bring the tying run to the plate. And we have our first pitching change on this Thursday night.
Hey fans, this is manager Wally Backman, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
The other day, my husband, Jason, was searching for something to watch on TV, and he said, "Baby, I want to take off." And I said, "Me too. Cancun?" And he said, "No, I mean our life. Get to the next level." So we called First National Bank of Long Island. Now we're going places.
With access to local decision makers who are known for highly personalized service, First National is the bank that always puts you first. Newsweek named us the best small bank in New York State. Let's connect at fnbli.com. First National. Go first. Go far. First National Bank of Long Island, member FDIC.
Take your group out to the game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, or put on a pregame performance. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time. Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Prato. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hop Hog, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Hey kids, are you looking for even more fun when you come out to a Long Island Ducks game? Then be sure to head over to the Ducks Fun Zone. It's located on the main concourse down the right field line. There you'll find 3 fun-filled inflatables, including the ducktail slide, the bounce house, and an obstacle course. Enjoy unlimited access to all 3 inflatables for just $5 every game. That's the Long Island Ducks Fun Zone, open during all home games at Fairfield Properties Ballpark.
Well, the Barnstormers got on the scoreboard in the 6th with a run and 3 hits. They're threatening here to begin the 7th. As Joe Iorio hit Jacob Barfield with a pitch and then allowed a single to right off the bat of Chris Proctor. So the Barnstormers put the first 2 on to begin this 7th, and now Vladimir Pinto will take over on the mound for Long Island to face right-handed hitting catcher Anthony Perrone, who represents the tying run. First pitch from Pinto, and he deals a fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Pinto, a hard-throwing right-hander, at times can have control troubles, but overall has done a fairly strong job since joining the Ducks. No earned runs allowed in 8 appearances since taking over on this team. Barfield leads from second, Proctor from first. The 0-1, popped up foul back behind the plate. And Pinto quickly gets ahead at 0-2. So Iorio finishes his night with 93 pitches plus 60 strikes over 6 innings plus the first 2 batters here in the 7th, allowing 5 hits and a walk, striking out 5. He is still responsible for the 2 men on base, but no matter what, it'll be a 3rd straight quality start for Iorio. Here comes the 0-2. And the pitch is swung on and lined into right. Racing over into the gap, Dustin Woodcock, and back. It's going to be over his head, and that's going to go to the wall. On his way to third, and rounding third is going to be Barfield. The relay throw home from Caulfield is not in time. It's an RBI double to right off the bat of Anthony Perrone. And the Barnstormers are within 2. It's a 4-2 game. So Pinto rather got ahead quickly. 0-2 in the count, but left that pitch up in the zone and over the outer half of the plate. And Perrone did not miss. He picks up his 27th run batted into the year on his 10th double. That run will get charged to Iorio. And now the tying run's in scoring position. Still nobody out. And up will step the first baseman, Joseph Carpenter. Well, we have seen the Barnstormers time and time again against the Ducks come from behind. And no lead seems to have been safe for Long Island. And boy, have things changed here. The Ducks got off to a great start. Iorio was cruising, but then Oscar De La Cruz has shut down the Ducks offense the last 4 innings. And now the Barnstormers rallying in the 6th and the 7th. First pitch to Carpenter, and that misses low and inside from Pinto for ball 1. So Pinto allows a hit to the first batter he faces, and now the Barnstormers in front of the Ducks in the hit column 6-5. And this has been a trouble spot for the Ducks, closing out games in the back end of their bullpen in recent weeks. The 1-0, it's popped up down the right field line. Woodcock again giving chase, but he will watch this sail into the crowd and out of play. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. So Perrone gets his first hit of the game. The Barnstormers had just 1 hit through the first 5 innings. They've now got 5 hits over the last 2. Time called here. Pinto looks in for the sign from Castro. A long look in, now has the pitch he wants. 1-1. Carpenter takes, the breaking ball misses low. And it's 2-1. Pinto last pitched here on August the 28th against the Dirty Birds. He tossed an inning and a third of scoreless baseball. Allowed 1 hit, struck out 1. He threw 26 pitches, 16 for strikes. Line drive right center field. Again into the gap goes Woodcock. This time he'll make the catch. Tagging from third, though, and coming in to score is Proctor. It's a sac fly and an RBI off the bat of Joseph Carpenter. And the Ducks' lead is now 1. It's a 4-3 ball game. So both those runs will get charged to Iorio. That'll end his night at 6 innings of 3-run ball. Again, a quality start, but after allowing no runs over the first 5 innings and having a scoreless streak that stretched to 15 straight innings, that is now snapped. And now Mark Wiedemeyer, the Ducks pitching coach, is going to come out of the dugout to have a conversation with Pinto. Obviously sees something that he's not happy with. A deep drive to right that went for a double off the bat of Peroni. Another well-hit ball to right center that went down as a sac fly. And so the Ducks' once 4-run lead has been cut down to 1. And the tying run still in scoring position with 1 out. Trace Lair coming up, who doubled his last time up. So even after Wiedemeyer departs, Castro and Pinto still having a lengthy discussion out on the mound. And now Trace Lair will come up to bat for the Barnstormers after the Ducks' first mound visit of the ball game. So Peroni, the runner, at second base with 1 out. He does not have great speed. First pitch on the way to Lair. And he takes a curveball over the outside corner from Pinto for a strike, 0-1. Pinto faced the Barnstormers twice last week in Lancaster. He tossed a scoreless inning, but did allow a hit and 2 walks in that 1 inning. Allowed 3 runs to score, but those were not charged to him. They were charged to Meisinger. The 0-1. Lara drive deep down the right field line. That is going to hook foul, though. And the count quickly 0-2. Pinto then tossed 2 scoreless innings in relief last Thursday, August the 25th. Allowed 1 walk, struck out 1. He threw 37 pitches, 24 strikes in that game. Pinto's fastball here tonight has been a little slower than usual. He's been around 91, 92. We've seen him get up to 94 before. So just a tick slower in his velocity here tonight, according to TrackMan. But Pinto gets ahead 0-2 once again. He's been getting ahead of hitters here. The key is trying to put them away without allowing runners to move bases. Here comes the 0-2. Pinto kicks and fires, and Lair swings and pops it up in the air to shallow left. Racing in Mazzilli, going out is Frias, and on the run, LJ Mazzilli makes a diving catch. LJ had to go a long way for that one as Frias got a late break on it and could not get there in time. So Mazzilli makes the play. There's the second out of this 7th inning. And with 2 away, that'll leave it up to Barnstormers center fielder Melvin Mercedes. Frias ranging out into the outfield, was unable to get to that one in time. Mazzilli had to go a long way from his spot in left just to get there and almost didn't come up with it, but he does indeed track it down as he fell to the grass. First pitch from Pinto to Mercedes, and he takes a fastball that just missed. I'm guessing it was a little bit high. Certainly had the plate, but the count 1-0. Mercedes 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He drew that walk back in the 4th. Before that, a strikeout, since then a flyout. Pinto's 1-0. Mercedes checked his swing as he took a fastball inside. No swing, says third base umpire Eric Carmona. And the count 2-0. By the way, York is leading Staten Island 5-3, bottom of the 7th in Pennsylvania. Charleston a 7-0 lead over Southern Maryland in the 6th in West Virginia. The 2-0, and that's on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. Earlier today, the Mets defeated the Dodgers by the count of 5-3 to take the series. 2-1 pitch coming to Mercedes as Pinto tries to get out of further trouble here in the 7th and keep the Ducks in front by a run. Time now called at the plate. Peroni takes his lead at second base with 2 down. The 2-1 pitch to Mercedes is swung on and fouled back upstairs behind the plate. And that'll even things up at 2-2. Coming into the game, Pinto had allowed 1 unearned run in 9 1/3 innings, giving up 5 hits and 6 walks while striking out 11 in his 8 appearances since joining the flock. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in here in the top of the 7th. The Ducks leading 4-3. Pinto's 2-2 to Mercedes is swung on and line up the middle in the center field, base hit. Around third is Peroni. He will try and score. The throw to the plate from Alejandro De Aza is in time. Terrific throw from De Aza to nail Anthony Peroni at the plate. And the great throw keeps the Ducks in front by a run. The Ducks needed a big play from De Aza. They get it. And Peroni thrown out to end inning number 7. So for the Ducks, they allowed 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits and a hit batter. No errors, and 1 man left. It is time to stretch here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. Ducks 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Alejandro De Aza, and you are listening to Duck Baseball on the Long Island Duck Broadcast Network.
Sayville Ford, the no-fees dealer, has been family-owned and operated for 65 years. Visit their spacious showroom to choose from a giant inventory of new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles with a free 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty included. Some exclusions apply. Plus, they offer top dollar for trades, and their service department is open until 1 a.m. on weekdays. Sayville Ford, Long Island's Ford giant, is conveniently located off exit 50 on Sunrise Highway, or visit SayvilleFord.com for more information.
Morning, Dan. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was awesome. I took my family to a Ducks game and had a blast. The seats were great. We ate a ton of food, and the Ducks won. They even had amazing fireworks.
Oh, yeah. They got a good thing going on there. I took friends to Thirsty Thursday a couple weeks ago and had too much fun.
They should totally use us in one of their radio spots.
You mean like the one we're doing right now?
Sure, that works.
Ducks Baseball. Good times every time. Get tickets at liducks.com.
Well, the Barnstormers came close to tying the ball game. They get 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Both charged to Joe Iorio, both given up with Vladimir Pinto on the mound after Iorio allowed the first 2 to reach. But the Barnstormers deny the tying run on a great throw home by center fielder Alejandro De Aza. On the base hit up the middle by Melvin Mercedes. Ross Peoples sending Peroni around third despite his lack of speed. And on the throw home, De Aza nails Peroni for the final out of the inning. And a huge throw from De Aza keeps the Ducks in front by a run. We'll see how the rest of this game unfolds, but that could be a monumental play for the Ducks in their effort to win this game and in their push for the postseason. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Barnstormers will head to their bullpen for the first time tonight. Right-hander Dominic DiSabatino will take over on the mound. And DiSabatino is going to be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Ducks, L.J. Mazzilli, Alejandro De Aza, and Davidson Romero.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th for your Long Island Ducks, the left fielder, number 13, L.J. Mazzilli.
So L.J. Mazzilli is going to come up to the plate to get things started for the flock. Ducks will be trying to get back on the scoreboard. They have not been on the scoreboard since the 2nd inning when they put up a 3 spot. First pitch on the way. Mazzilli takes a slider outside for ball 1. The Ducks scored a run in the first, but left the bases loaded with 1 out in the inning, then scored 3 runs in the 2nd. And since that point, they have only had 2 men reach base. DeCarlo a single to center in the 3rd, Castro a double to left in the 5th. That has been it for Long Island since. The 1-0, and Mazzilli hits a ground ball up the middle, and that is going to sneak through past the diving attempt by Feliz. L.J. Mazzilli's got himself his first hit of the night. A leadoff single to center here in the 7th. So for the Ducks, their 6th hit of the ball game. And that'll bring up the center fielder and right now the hero in the game for Long Island, Alejandro De Aza. So the Ducks still leading by a run, now looking to get back on the scoreboard. Here is De Aza, who has had 1 hit and 2 at-bats plus a sac fly tonight. Both teams with a sacrifice fly in this game. First pitch on the way from DiSabatino. De Aza squares and drags the bunt up the first base line. It's going to kick foul. Somewhat trying to sacrifice, but it looked like more De Aza trying to bunt his way aboard for a hit. But instead it's a foul ball, 0-1. Oscar De La Cruz finishes his night with 6 innings of work. He allows 4 runs all earned on 5 hits. Walked 3 and struck out 6. Hit 2 batters, both of them in the first back-to-back. Romero and Sermo. And De La Cruz threw 104 pitches, 63 for strikes. But I think the Barnstormers happy with what De La Cruz did. It was not a good start to the game, but boy, did he bounce back well in this one to keep his team in the game and give his team 6 innings of work. De Aza squaring already. DiSabatino turns and throws to first. Back safely there is Mazzilli. The Ducks will have to be careful. They have been guilty of several base running mistakes at points during the course of this season, especially some on bunt attempts. So they're going to have to be careful here. Every base runner, every run is important at this stage of the season. Here comes an 0-1. DiSabatino deals. De Aza does not square and fouls it off to the third base side out of play. So that knocks down into the crowd. And the count quickly, 0-2. For the moment, Andretti Cordero has a .337 batting average. De Aza 336, so they are separated by just 1 point in the race for the batting title this year. It should be an exciting finish watching the two of them go at it. Southern Maryland's David Harris is still in the mix as well. He came into the day hitting .330. Here comes the 0-2. De Aza checks his swing. He takes a fastball outside from DiSabatino, 1-2. DiSabatino pitched in the game here on Tuesday night. He tossed a scoreless inning in the 8th. Walked 1, no hits or runs and no strikeouts to the righty, who threw 13 pitches, 7 for strikes. And he was part of a dynamite effort from the bullpen for the Barnstormers that allowed the offense a chance to come back as they did in the 9th. Time called here at home plate by Peroni. He wants to go through the signs again. Somewhat was surprising that Peroni did not score on that. First of all, that he was sent around given his lack of speed, but also that he didn't go to third on the fly out to right by Carpenter. That brought home a run. 1-2. De Aza takes. Pitch misses down and in. And that'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mazzilli at first base, 14 steals in 18 attempts this year. So does have some speed. He's driven in a run and scored in a run in the game in addition to a walk. Two from DiSabatino to De Aza. Kicking the pitch. De Aza takes. That pitch misses low. Delayed steal by Mazzilli. And he's going to get in there safely. Mazzilli broke for second a little bit late, but he gets down to the bag in time anyway. Stolen base number 15 on the season for LJ. For the Ducks, their second stolen base of the night. And Long Island gets a runner in a scoring position with nobody out. So it'll be a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch to De Aza here with Mazzilli at second. DiSabatino working slowly, gets the sign. Payoff pitch on the way to the plate, and De Aza lifts a fly ball in the air behind third. Back goes Cordero, in comes Robinson, and it is going to land in shallow left for a base hit. Robinson was the closest to get to it. He went into a slide, did not come up with it. And so it's a bloop single to left for De Aza, his second hit of the ball game. Mazzilli had to stay put at second base to make sure that ball was not caught. So now the Ducks with 2 on, nobody out, and Davidson Romero coming to the plate. So now Romero to the plate. Each team now with 7 hits in the ball game. Ducks could certainly use insurance runs, but I do not expect any sort of a bunt here with a man who has not laid down a bunt all year long and a guy who leads the team with 71 runs batted in. First pitch from DiSabatino to Romero, and the breaking ball is taken high and inside for ball 1. DiSabatino has pitched in 18 games this year, 5 of those starts. He is 6-5 with a 6.42 ERA and 2 holds on the season. 35 hits allowed in 40 and 2/3 innings, 32 runs, 29 earned. He has walked 31 and struck out 36. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Romero chased the fastball upstairs, swings through it, and the count even up at 1-1. If you're just joining us, Romero got hit by the first pitch thrown from De La Cruz to him in the first inning, and Romero thought he was hit intentionally. It led to a discussion from both sides and teams coming together, some pushing and shoving, but that was it. DiSabatino's 1-1, and Romero lifts a fly ball foul to the first base side out of play for strike 2. Romero then, with 2 outs in the second, drove a double over the head of Proctor to score Mazzilli and De Aza, and then grounded out to short his last time up, leading off the 5th inning. He's got Mazzilli and De Aza on the base paths again here with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Each team now with 7 hits on the night. One and 2 the count. DiSabatino looks to second, deals to the plate. Romero takes a slider that misses outside. Good movement on the pitch from DiSabatino, but just off the corner. And we'll do it again at 2-2. 6'4", 210-pound right-hander out of Middletown, Delaware. 26 years old. A returner from a year ago to this Barnstormer team. Once again has spent time both as a starter and a reliever. Last year was primarily a starting pitcher. 2-2. Romero drives one in the air down the right field line. Racing over towards the line is Proctor. He won't get there, but it's going to land foul. Well, that ball just kept tailing foul. The wind is still blowing towards the right field foul pole. It has died down from as strong as it was earlier in the game. I don't think it had too much of an effect on that ball. The ball just kept tailing away from Proctor and ultimately landed in foul territory. So everyone will reset. Mazzilli will go back to second. De Aza will go back to first. And we'll have another 2-2 pitch in this at bat. So everybody ready to go once again as DiSabatino looks into the plate. Romero waves the bat as the right-hander looks for the sign from his catcher, Anthony Perrone. 2-2 pitch on the way. Romero swings and fouls this one off. Just caught a little piece. It went back through the legs of Perrone behind the plate. Perrone already has 2 pass balls in the game tonight. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. So the Ducks with 2 hits here to begin the 7th. They had 2 hits combined in their last 4 innings at the plate after collecting 3 hits in the first 2 innings. The Ducks making DiSabatino work here. The righty already has thrown 14 pitches, and this is the 3rd batter he is facing. Again, the 2-2 to Romero. The pitch, swinging a drive down the left field line. That's going to hook foul as well. So another solid piece of contact off the bat of Romero, but out in front of it. So even more important now for the Ducks to get the win here tonight, with the Genomes leading in the 7th, the Rockers leading in the 8th. If those scores hold, Long Island will need a win just to keep pace with both of those teams in the wild card chase. And so insurance runs here in the 7th could loom very large here tonight. 2-2 pitch. Righty deals. Romero takes outside on a fastball. And he has worked the count full at 3-2. Romero went behind 1-2. Took pitch 4 out of the zone. Held off 3 straight. And now takes another one out of the zone. So the next pitch will be the 9th of this at-bat from DiSabatino to Romero, with Jose Sermo waiting in the on-deck circle. Every Duck has reached base safely at least once in this game. The payoff pitch on the way to the plate. DiSabatino looks to second, deals. Romero swings a ground ball to the right side and through a base hit into right center. Mazzilli around third. He will come in to score. De Aza on his way to third. Davidson Romero with an RBI single, his 3rd run batted into the night, and the lead is back up to 2 for Long Island. It's 5-3. Good piece of hitting and a terrific at bat for Romero. On the 9th pitch, he singles past second baseman Melvin Mercedes, who is shaded towards the middle. Trace Lair, not Mercedes. So Romero with his 3rd RBI of the night, his 72nd of the year. Mazzilli scores his 2nd run of the night and his 63rd of the season. And De Aza goes corner to corner. So 3 straight hits for the Ducks here against Dominic DiSabatino. And they have extended their lead to 2. Now it'll be Jose Sermo to the plate from the left side, with De Aza at 3rd and Romero at 1st. Fans doing a hip hip Jose chant with Sermo at the plate. First pitch from DiSabatino to Sermo, and that breaking ball misses low and outside for ball 1. Sermo tonight is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Since then has struck out looking and flied to left. Ducks would take a fly ball here with De Aza's speed at 3rd. The 1-0, and Sermo taps one into the ground foul. Just off the end of the bat, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Sermo was 1 for 1 last night with a single, a run scored, and a walk before he came out of the game. He was the DH. And with starter Rafael Monsione only going 2 2/3 innings, had to come out of the game. So 1-1 the count here on Sermo, with Carlos Castro waiting in the on-deck circle. DiSabatino working very slowly on the mound for the Barnstormers. 1-1. Sermo takes a fastball up and away. And the count 2-1. And DiSabatino already at 20 pitches for the inning. Only 11 of them for strikes. He's allowed 3 straight singles to Mazzilli, De Aza, and Romero. And now behind on Sermo at 2-1. Infield straight away. Runner at first being held on, the 2-1. Sermo takes outside from the right-hander. And now a good hitter's count for the Ducks first baseman at 3 balls and 1 strike. Sermo with 7 hits in 19 at-bats on the homestand for the Ducks, including the walk-off home run here Tuesday, 3 RBIs and 4 runs scored. The 3-1. And Sermo hits a high pop-up in the air to center, about medium depth. Melvin Mercedes lining it up, moving in, he makes the catch. De Aza will tag from 3rd. Here comes the throw home, and it's not in time. De Aza scores standing up on the sacrifice fly to center off the bat of Jose Sermo. Now the Ducks have their 3-run lead back at 6-3. Well, that ball was not hit very deep. But Mercedes, who is typically the second baseman playing in center field with Sandoval out, made the throw in. The throw was cut off. by the first baseman Carpenter, and then his throw home not in time. De Asa not sliding in, but either way he gets there safely. So the Ducks with their second sack fly of the game. For Sermo, his second sack fly of the year. He picks up his 7th run batted in with the Ducks. And Long Island has answered the Barnstormers 2 in the top of the inning with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 7th. So it's now a 6-3 ball game. And now up steps Carlos Castro with a runner at first and 1 away. First pitch from DiSabatino to Castro. And that is fisted over first down the right field line. That'll be a base hit. Romero going to round second. He'll make his way to third. The throw there is not in time and was towards home plate. So the Ducks have their 4th hit of the inning as Castro bloops one to right for his 2nd hit of the night. He's now 2 for 4 with a double. Romero goes corner to corner.
Joe DiCarlo.
And now runners at the corners with 1 out. Joe DiCarlo coming to the plate, but first, a visit from Barnstormer pitching coach Mark Johnson. So another multi-hit game for Carlos Castro, who's been doing that consistently all year long, both with the Revs, the Genomes, and with the Ducks. So Johnson will go out and have a conversation with the right-hander, who has gotten off to a tricky start here in the 7th. He's faced 5 batters, has given up 4 singles and a sac fly. The Ducks now out hitting the Barnstormers 9-7 in the ball game. And not only does Long Island have their 3-run lead back, but they've still got runners at the corners with 1 out. And a chance to try and go back in front by 4, which was their largest lead of the night. They led it 4-0 going into the 6th inning. And certainly that would be a big lift for the bullpen. There is action in the Ducks bullpen down the right field line. We can't see who it is, but presumably they will come on and pitch the 8th in relief of Vladimir Pinto. First pitch to Joe DiCarlo. Runner at first goes. Pitch is taken inside, and it hit DiCarlo on the underarm, or maybe the front of the jersey. So the 3rd Duck batter to get hit in this game is Joe DiCarlo. He'll take first. Castro goes down to 2nd. No steal for him because of the hit by pitch. And now the bases are loaded with 1 man out for Dustin Woodcock. Well, another opportunity here for the Ducks with the bases loaded. Meanwhile, Ross Peoples is going to come out of the dugout for the Barnstormers, and he is going to take the baseball from DiSabatino. So Peoples does not want to see DiSabatino face Woodcock, and I have to think maybe the left-hander Cam Boozer will come in to face the lefty Woodcock. We'll wait and see. Pitch and change coming up again here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. Ducks now lead it 6-3. They've got the bases loaded with 1 man out.
Hey fans, this is Mark Wiedemeyer, pitching coach for the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Planning your next party or looking for a caterer that will handle all of your needs? Hidden Gem Cafe has got you covered. From setup to service to cleanup and amazing food that is sure to be talked about, they can do it all without breaking the bank. Hidden Gem knows that each event is unique and strives to design a specialized menu for each event. Call the Hidden Gem Cafe for your next party at 631-390-5912 and be sure to follow them on social media too at the Hidden Gem Cafe for ideas and information.
Hey kids, are you ready to be part of the coolest club in town? If so, sign up today for the Long Island Ducks Kids Club presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union. Children 14 and under will receive exclusive perks that only come with being a member, including a free ticket to a Ducks game, a free commemorative yearbook, 10% off at the Waddle Inn Shop, and much more. They'll also receive priority access to skip the line during Kids Run the Bases at all Sunday home games. Sign up today by visiting liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Ducks have a 6-3 lead. They have countered the Barnstormers 2 runs in the top of the 7th with 2 of their own here in the bottom of the 7th. And they have now loaded up the bases on the RBI single by Romero, the single by Castro, and the hit by pitch of DiCarlo. Donald Goodson is going to take over on the mound for the Barnstormers. Their second reliever of the night, third pitcher overall. And he is going to face Dustin Woodcock. This will be the second time that Goodson is pitching in this series. He tossed a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th here on Tuesday night, retiring Woodcock in the inning on a fly out to left. And so instead of going to the lefty Boozer to set up a lefty-lefty matchup, it is going to be the right-hander Goodson to face Dustin Woodcock, who tonight is 1 for 3 with a single to center way back in the 2nd. Since then has struck out, swinging and grounded to second base. So a chance for the Ducks to restore their 4-run lead, perhaps even more. First pitch, Woodcock takes. The breaking ball misses low. It's scooted away from Peroni a bit. And the count 1-0. We've talked about it before, but Woodcock has struggled with the bases loaded this year. He's 2 for 13 at the plate, 8 RBIs, but he picked up a 2-run single here in the game on Tuesday with the bases loaded. It's Romero at third, Castro at second, DeCarlo at first. Swing and a miss as Woodcock chased downstairs, 1-1. Romero does not run well. Castro and DeCarlo both with average speed. And the key for Woodcock, a lot of teams throwing him those breaking balls down in the zone. He's going to have good plate discipline here and try to stay away from chasing those. One. Woodcock lifts this one foul third base side. He got a fastball over the inner half of the plate. Fights it off foul. And now behind at 1-2. The Ducks loaded the bases with 1 out in the first after the sac foul fly off the bat of De Aza, but Castro struck out. DeCarlo flied out to the warning track in left center. Ducks have left the bases loaded on 4 different occasions in this series. Here comes the 1-2. Goodson fires home, and Woodcock pops it up. Foul territory, third base side. Cordero and Peroni over to the Barnstormer dugout. This will go into the dugout, out of play. And Woodcock will live to see at least another pitch in this at bat. So DiSabatino goes the third of an inning. As of now, has allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. No walks or strikeouts and a hit battery through 24 pitches, 13 of them for strikes, but is still responsible for everybody on the bases. Romero at third, Castro at second, and DeCarlo at first. Ducks do have 7 grand slams on the season. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and there is that curveball down in the zone. Woodcock went after it. Second time he has struck out tonight, the 7th strikeout for the Barnstormer pitching staff. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Big second out for Goodson.
Number 1, Vladimir Frias.
And now with the bases loaded and 2 down, that'll leave it up to Vladimir Frias. So now Frias will have to try and come up with the hit with the bases loaded, or at least find his way aboard. Peroni gives Goodson the sign. First pitch on the way, and Frias takes a fastball downstairs for ball 1. Frias this year a .294 hitter with the bases loaded, 8 for 17. He's got 1 grand slam and 12 RBIs. Tonight at the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk, which came in the 2nd. He later scored in that inning. Since then has fly to center and grounded out back to the mound. A 1-0 from Goodson. Frias swings and lifts this one in the air down the left field line. Cordero in a foul ground. We'll watch this one go into the crowd. So that ball tails out of play, and that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Vladimir Frias was 0 for 4 in the game last night. He's had a tough homestand, 3 for 16 coming into the day today. You can end all that with 1 big swing of the bat here against Donald Goodson. The 1-1 takes a curveball that drops in at the knees for a called strike. Good pitch from Goodson. And he's quickly ahead of Frias at 1-2. And the struggles with the bases loaded for the Ducks, preventing them from blowing games open like they could have potentially on Tuesday night. Could have gotten more than just the 1 run in the first inning tonight. And Goodson trying to keep this a 3-run game here in the 7th. The 1-2, and Frias a check swing foul ball. He was looking to hold up at the last minute, thought to offer at it, and just caught a little piece. Fouls it off to keep the count going. So it will be a 1-2 delivery here with the bases full of Ducks. Goodson's pitch on the way. Frias swings, grounds this one to first. Charging in, fielding it is Carpenter. He'll take it to the bag himself. And a job well done by right-hander Donald Goodson. He takes over after the struggles of Dominic DiSabatino and works out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam. So the Ducks will settle for 2 runs on 4 hits and a hit batter in the inning. No errors. They leave the bases loaded for the 2nd time tonight. We head to the 8th here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. It's the Ducks 6 and the Barnstormers 3.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Ryan Meisinger, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Last night I told my husband, baby, I'm ready to grow. And he said, are we having a baby? I said, no, but I do want to expand our business. So First National Bank of Long Island really delivered.
At First National, we offer competitive rates in the financing you need and access to expert local lenders. We also underwrite and service every loan. Let's connect at fnbli.com. First National. Go first. Go far. The First National Bank of Long Island, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender, equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval.
The Waddle Inn Shop is your home for everything Ducks baseball. The team store is full of official Long Island Ducks merchandise, great gifts, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more. You can even get your favorite name and number put on the back of your very own Ducks jersey. Celebrate Waddle Inn Wednesday as well, with exclusive deals in-store during every Wednesday home game. Visit the Waddle Inn Shop today at Fairfield Properties Ballpark or shop online anytime at liducks.com.
Ducks fans, there's no better time than right now to sign up the Young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. Children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member. Sign up today by visiting liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825. Well, the Ducks, with a good response after the Barnstormers put up 2 in the top of the inning, they come back with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 7th. And the 3-run lead is back at 6-3, but for the 2nd time tonight and 5th time in this series, the Long Island Ducks leave the bases loaded. So, ultimately now Long Island will have to try and find a way to get the final 6 outs with the lead intact so they can take this game and take the series and finish the homestand at 4-2. But again, with this pesky Barnstormer team who's been fighting back in games all season long, it's easier said than done. And that's why Long Island certainly would have benefited from more damage with the bases loaded and 1 out. But Woodcock strikes out, Frias grounds out to first. The Ducks had the bases loaded with 1 out in the first as well and came up empty at that point. So Jose will take over on the mound for the Ducks. Their third pitcher, second reliever of the night after Vladimir Pinto took over for Joe Iorio in the 7th. And he allowed 2 hits plus a sac fly that led to 2 runs scoring, though both of the runs were charged to Iorio. So we'll give you the final lines on both Iorio and Pinto here in a moment. But Jose will take over on the mound. He'll face the switch hitter Robinson, the righty Cordero, and the switch hitter Feliz.
Leading off the top of the 8th for Lancaster, the left fielder, number 21.
So Jose to the mound, Trayvon Robinson to the plate. And the Barnstormers will get the offense started here in the top of inning number 8. Robinson digs in from the right side. He's had a good night at the plate, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a run batted in. First pitch on the way from Jose. And Robinson takes up and away for ball 1. So Iorio finishes his night 6 innings plus 2 batters in the 7th. allows 5 hits and 3 runs, all of which were earned. The 1-0, and Robinson skies one foul to the first base side and out of play. Iorio walked 1, struck out 5, and hit a batter, and finished with 93 pitches, 60 for strikes. A third consecutive quality start for Iorio, who for the most part has done well since coming back to the team after initially being ready to move on with his baseball career, or from his baseball career to his post-baseball career, but has come back and for the most part has thrown the ball well since. 1-1 from Jose to Robinson. The kick, the pitch. Robinson swings and fouls this to the screen back behind home plate. And that'll move the count to 1-2. Vladimir Pinto then tossed an inning in the 7th. Did not get charged with any runs, but gave up 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, 15 pitches, 11 for strikes for Pinto. And again, allowed the RBI double to Peroni, the sac fly to Carpenter, and allowed a 2-out single up the middle by Mercedes. And the only reason he got out of it without giving up a run was the great throw home by De Aza to the plate that nailed Peroni for the final out of the inning. He represented the tying run at the time. 1-2, and Robinson a swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty breaking ball diving down in the zone, and Robinson went fishing for it. First strikeout for Jose, the 6th for Ducks pitching. 1 away here in the 8th, and that'll bring up third baseman Andretti Cordero. On the year, Jose has pitched in 18 games for the Ducks coming into tonight. He's 3-1 with a 1.29 ERA, 6 holds, and 1 save. Jose gets the sign and comes set, and Andretti Cordero stepped out as he did not like how long Jose was taking to determine what pitch he was going to throw. Barnstormers a team that do that quite a bit. Now Jose is ready. First pitch to Cordero, and that swung on and skied in the air, foul, first base side out of play. Cordero 1 for 3 on the night. He singled to center his last time up in the 6th. So Cordero tonight is 1 for 3. De Aza is 2 for 3. And right now De Aza for the moment has retaken the lead in batting for the league at .338, while Cordero is second at .337. So they've been going back and forth, jockeying for position throughout the course of this series. The 0-1. Fastball is on the inside corner, a called strike 2. And Cordero quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Defense for the most part straight away. Romero near the line at third base. Cordero has flat out twice in addition to his single. Long looking for the sign, and now comes set. The 0-2 from Jose. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That big breaking ball once again from Jose. And Cordero goes down swinging, now having a discussion with home plate umpire Mike Williams on his way back to the third base dugout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Jose. He's retired the first 2 here in the 8th. And with 2 down, that will bring up the shortstop, Anderson Feliz. So a good start to the 8th inning for Jose. Now here's Feliz, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Feliz and Carpenter, the only Barnstormers who have yet to get aboard in this game. First pitch swinging is fouled off down the right field line, 0-1. Feliz struck out swinging in the 2nd, flied into a double play deep to the wall and right in the 4th, and then flat out to center his last time up in the 6th, leaving a pair on base. After Robinson's single and Cordero's single with 2 outs in the 6th, the fly out ended the inning and kept the Ducks in front by 3. The 0-1. Feliz takes the fastball downstairs. That'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. Carpenter is 0 for 2 with a sac fly. And again, those are the only 2 Barnstormers who have yet to get on base in the game. Every Duck batter has been on at least once tonight. So it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike pitch from Jose to Feliz. Left-hander is ready. Kicks and fires home, and this swung on and missed. Feliz chased down in the zone, and the count quickly 1-2. So Jose a strike three away from striking out the side here in the 8th inning. 6-3, Ducks in front. They lead in the hit column 9-7 as well. Top half of the 8th inning, rubber game of a 3-game set. One-two on the way to the plate from Jose. Kicks, fires, and that fastball taken just inside. Jose tried to paint the corner for strike three. I think he thought that was strike three. Perhaps Williams felt otherwise because Castro was set up over the outside corner and the pitch came inside of the plate. So now the count even on Feliz at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jose definitely seemed to be unhappy with the call as he walked all the way around the mound to the back and then up to the top after that pitch. Now the 2-2 delivery from the southpaw. Kicks and fires home, and this one is popped foul up above the screen and behind the plate. Pitch was right on the corner. Just grazed part of the outside corner, or I guess in this case inside corner to Feliz, according to TrackMan. By the way, they're heading to the bottom of the 9th in Gastonia. High Point leading 3-2. Bottom of the 7th in Kentucky. The Genomes with an 8-3 lead over the Legends. Two-two once again from Jose to Anderson Feliz. Pitch on the way to the plate, and Feliz hits a ground ball to short. Vladimir Frias fields. His throw to first is in time for the out. One shortstop retires the other, and the Barnstormers go down in order against Jose here in the top of the 8th inning. We head to the bottom of inning number 8 here in the rubber game of this 3-game set. Ducks 6, Barnstormers 3.
Hey fans, this is Mark Wiedemeyer, pitching coach for the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Planning your next party or looking for a caterer that will handle all of your needs? Hidden Gem Cafe has got you covered. From setup to service to cleanup and amazing food that is sure to be talked about, they can do it all without breaking the bank. Hidden Gem knows that each event is unique and strives to design a specialized menu for each event. Call the Hidden Gem Cafe for your next party at 631-390-5912 and be sure to follow them on social media too at the Hidden Gem Cafe for ideas and information.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Ducks lead the Barnstormers 6-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark in Central Islip, New York. My name is Michael Pollack, and thank you for spending your Thursday night with me. Ducks have the lead by 3 as they try and take 2 out of 3 from the Barnstormers and 4 out of 6 on this 6-game homestand before they embark on a 7-game road trip. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, the Ducks will be sending the top of their order to the plate. Caulfield, Mazzilli, and Deaza due up. The Barnstormers will head to their bullpen. It looks like right-hander Josh Graham will take over in relief after Donald Goodson did a great job coming into a tough situation with the bases loaded and only 1 out in the 7th, and was able to get out of the inning, striking out Dustin Woodcock and getting Vladimir Frias to ground out to first, keeping it a 3-run ball game. So Goodson's night is done. Graham will take over on the hill. And again, it'll be the top of the order due up for the Ducks here in the 8th inning. Looking ahead of the 9th, the Barnstormers will send up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Right-hander Jacob Barfield, lefty Chris Proctor, and righty Anthony Peroni are due up. And we'll see who pitches the 9th, whether Jose comes back out or perhaps Matt Carasiti comes in. First pitch swung on and missed for strike number 1. Phil Caulfield on the night is 0 for 3 at the plate with a walk and a run scored. Graham comes set. Here's 0-1. And Caulfield takes a curveball that drops in for a strike. Good movement on that pitch from the right-hander. And it's 0-2. Right-hander looks in for the sign. The 0-2 on the way to Caulfield. And the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3 as Caulfield chased down in the zone. So Caulfield strikes out for the second time tonight, the 8th strikeout for the Barnstormer pitching staff. One away here in the 8th, that'll bring up L.J. Mazzilli. Graham has pitched in a total of 43 games for the Barnstormers this year. He has been terrific, one of their best arms out of the bullpen. 1-1 with a 1.90 ERA. He's got 11 holds and 7 saves on the year. In 47 1/3 innings, Graham has allowed 38 hits, 19 runs, 10 of them earned. He has walked 11 and struck out 55. First pitch on the way, Mazzilli takes a slider outside for ball 1. Graham holding opponents to a .218 batting average this year. Mazzilli at the plate, he is 1 for 3 on the night with a single, 2 runs, a run batted in, and a walk. He also has stolen a base, so he's done a little bit of everything tonight. A 1-0. And he hits a high fly ball in the air to shallow right center. Going out is Lair. Both outfielders coming in, and unable to make the catch on the dive in right is Chris Proctor. And L.J. Mazzilli will be on with his second hit of the game. Into that proverbial Bermuda Triangle out in shallow right center. Proctor had to go a long way for it, and ultimately had the best chance of anybody to get it. Dove, but ultimately missed. So the Ducks get a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Alejandro De Aza to the plate for the 5th time tonight. He has had a good evening. 2 hits and 3 at-bats, along with a sacrifice fly. First pitch, De Aza takes up and away for a ball. A 1-0 the count. The sac foul fly down the left field line in the first, bringing home Caulfield for his 59th RBI of the year, then reached on an infield single to short in the 2nd and a base hit to left in the 7th. Up to now 69 runs on the season is De Aza. 1-0 fastball misses high, and the count moves to 2-0. The Ducks now with 10 hits in the game, out hitting the Barnstormers 10-7 on the night. Mazzilli has 1 stolen base in the game. That came an inning ago after he led off the inning with a base hit to center. He's now got 15 steals in 19 attempts. De Aza takes a fastball belt tie for a strike over the outside corner. And that'll run the count to 2-1. Crowd tonight of 3,356 here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. Many kids on Long Island making their way back to school today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. So we wish them all the best of luck in their school year. As De Aza takes outside for ball 3. Crazy that it is already September the 1st. It seemed like just the other day we were throwing out the first pitch of the season on April the 22nd. And now all of a sudden, the season's final month is upon us. 3-1 pitch coming. And De Aza will swing it, hit a ground ball to the right side. Trace Lair fields, jump pass to short for 1 on a first. And they got him. What a double play turned by the Barnstormers. Trace Lair to Anderson Feliz to Joseph Carpenter. And a huge double play gets the Barnstormers out of this 8th inning unharmed. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit. Bases left empty. De Aza appears to be banged up as he is kind of hunched over past first base. We will go to the 9th here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. It's the Ducks 6 and the Barnstormers 3.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Chris Cepeda. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSCG Long Island wants you to know how to save energy and money in your home. Did you know energy-efficient appliances can use up to 25% less energy? Here's how to save. PSEG Long Island offers money-saving rebates when you purchase Energy Star appliances. Discover how a little energy efficiency know-how can mean savings in your home. Find more energy efficiency tips, tools, and money-saving rebates at pseglinY.com/save money.
Has drinking or substance abuse taken over your life? You are not alone, and recovery is possible. At FCA, our caring team members will work with you to identify a recovery plan that meets your needs. We have virtual and in-person services ranging from treatment to recovery, from prevention to crisis support. Go to our website, fcali.org or thriveli.org for more information and to start your recovery journey today.
Well, we make our way to the top of the ninth. The Ducks with 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Barnstormers 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. And in somewhat of a surprise, it is going to be left-hander Tyler Webb who comes into the game to try and close it out for the Ducks. Long Island leading by 3 runs. And you've got 2 of the next 3 hitters, right-handed hitters, who are due up in the inning. And not only that, Tyler Webb has really struggled here in the month of August, including last night, when he came into the ball game in the 8th inning and allowed 3 runs on 6 hits against this Barnstormer team. But Wally Backman going to send Webb back out there to try and finish this one off after Jose struck out the side struck out 2 in a 1-2-3 8th inning, throwing 13 pitches. And Matt Carasity tossed an inning in the game here on Tuesday night, throwing 17 pitches, but did not pitch in the game yesterday. So Tyler Webb will take over on the mound. And for the Barnstormers, they will send up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate: Barfield, Proctor, and Peroni. Now, Webb has been the closer for the majority of the season for the Ducks. He has 12 saves, which leads the team. But Backman has also played a lot of matchups during the course of the season, depending on who was coming up to bat for the opposing team. And again, with 2 of the next 3 hitters, right-handed hitters, somewhat of a surprise. First pitch here, and Barfield swings and misses at a fastball over the outer half of the plate, 0-1. Webb overall has pitched in 46 games for the Flock. That leads the team. He's 2-5 with a 3.50 ERA, and as we mentioned, 12 saves. The 0-1. And that's driven high in the air to left center field. Anthony Seymour fresh into the game, deep out into center, and he will track it down for the out. Jacob Barfield gave it a ride, but to the deepest part of the park, and there's one away. And as we just said, Anthony Seymour is now in the game in center. He takes over for Deaza, who came up lame at first after trying to hustle out and beat that double play ball. So Deaza is out of the game after finishing 2 for 4 at the plate, with an RBI and a run scored. So Webb gets the first out of the deep fly ball off the bat of Barfield. And with 1 away, that'll bring up Chris Proctor. First pitch on the way. Proctor in this lefty-lefty matchup takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Webb was dominant in June and July. He allowed just 1 run in 22 relief appearances during those 2 months combined. Proctor here, a foul ball, third base side out of play, 0-2. But has struggled a bit here in the month of August. 10 games, he is 0-3 with a 9.31 ERA. He has 3 saves but has blown 2 and has allowed 22 hits in 9 2/3 innings here in the month of August. 0-2, breaking ball taken down and away. Webb's best inning, though, in terms of holding opponents down in terms of batting average, is the 9th. Opponents hitting .247 against him in the 9th. He has struggled especially in the 7th, with opponents hitting .409 against him in the 7th, .281 in the 8th, but .247 in the 9th. Ground ball to the right side. Phil Caulfield knocks it down, recovers, throws to first, and just out at first is Chris Proctor. It was a close play as Caulfield had some trouble with it, but he ends up making the play. There's the second out of the inning. And now the Ducks 1 out away from the victory. That'll bring up Anthony Peroni.
The catcher, number 2, Anthony Peroni.
So Webb has retired the first two he has faced in the ninth on the deep fly ball by Jacob Barfield and the ground out by Chris Proctor. Proctor now 1 for 4, and here is Peroni, who is 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch curveball drops in for a strike, 0-1. Peroni grounded out to the mound in the third, to third in the fifth, and then picked up an RBI double to right against Pinto in the seventh. The 0-1 taken downstairs and scoots back behind the plate, but no attempt from Peroni to take first. And the count even at 1-1. But the big play in the game in that seventh inning was Anthony Peroni getting thrown out at the plate on a 2-out single up the middle by Melvin Mercedes that represented the tying run. The 1-1 curveball, that misses low, blocked at the plate by Castro. And that's going to move the count to 2-1. And a good point brought up by my colleagues in the broadcast, in the press box off to my right, is that, of course, today is the first day of September. So obviously it was a rocky month in August for Webb, but today the start of a new month. The 2-1. Fastball taken on the outside corner for strike 2, and now the Ducks are strike 3 away from the win. So the fans here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark, many of them rising to their feet with the 2-strike claps. Webb gets the sign, it comes set. The 2-2. Fastball taken just low. Castro thought he might have had strike 3, but Mike Williams says it was just downstairs. And now the count full at 3-2. Joseph Carpenter, the first baseman, waits in the on-deck circle. Trackman had that pitch half in the bottom of the zone, half out of it. The pitch called the ball by Williams. Now the payoff pitch to Peroni. Webb fires home, and Peroni swings it to ground ball to first. Jose Sermo gobbles it up. He'll take it to the bag himself, and this ball game is over. Tyler Webb nails down his 13th save of the season with a 1-2-3 ninth inning, and the Long Island Ducks defeat the Lancaster Barnstormers by the count of 6-3. They take 2 out of 3 from the Barnstormers and win 4 out of 6 here on the homestand. Well, Long Island needed a winning homestand in the worst way. They pick up back-to-back series wins over the Barnstormers and the Dirty Birds. The Ducks offense with a good performance here tonight. 6 runs on 10 hits. Another quality start from Joe Iorio. And the bullpen had a little bit of a hiccup in the 7th, but ultimately they get the job done. Don't go anywhere. The postgame show's coming up next. We'll recap this game and hand out the player of the game honors. Ducks win it tonight by the final count of 6-3.
Hey fans, this is Tyler Webb, left-handed pitcher, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Prato. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Your source for everything Ducks is liducks.com. The official website of the Long Island Ducks is the best place to stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team. Purchase tickets to the game, see the full promotional schedule, visit the online store, read the latest news stories, and watch every game live right on the homepage. The site offers an optimal browsing experience on either your computer or mobile device. liducks.com, the official website of the Long Island Ducks, your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball.
Back here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark, where the Long Island Ducks have defeated the Lancaster Barnstormers by the final count of 6-3. The Ducks take 2 out of 3 here from the Barnstormers in this series, 4 out of 6 on the homestand. And Long Island will head on the road for a 7-game road trip, having now won 3 of their last 4 series. So a big win for the Ducks tonight. They got out to an early lead. The Barnstormers threatened to come back, but the Ducks keep the lead at 1 and then ultimately add 2 more to close out the game. Let's recap it for you. If you're just joining us here on the post-game show, Ducks got out to a lead in the bottom of the first against starter Oscar De La Cruz. They picked up a run courtesy of 2 walks and a sac foul fly off the bat of De Aza. Caulfield had walk stolen second and moved to third on a pass ball, and De Aza's foul fly down the left field line scored Caulfield to give it a 1-0 lead in favor of the Flock. Then in the second inning, Long Island would send 7 more men to the plate against De La Cruz, and they would score 3 runs. Dustin Woodcock singled, Vladimir Frias walked. They both moved up on a pass ball. And after Caulfield's fielder's choice got Woodcock thrown out at the plate on a controversial call, L.J. Mazzilli reached on a 5-4 fielder's choice to drive in a run. That made it 2-0. And then after an infield single to short by De Aza, Davidson Romero drove a 2-run double to the right field wall, scoring Mazzilli and De Aza, and the 3-run second gave the Ducks a 4-0 lead. But Oscar De La Cruz would settle in after that point and toss 4 consecutive scoreless innings. Meanwhile, Joe Iorio got off to a terrific start in the game. He allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk through 5 scoreless innings on his night, but ran into trouble in the 6th. He allowed a 1-out double to Trey Slayer and a 2-out RBI single to Trayvon Robinson that gave the Barnstormers their first run. Andretti Cordero then singled, but Anderson Feliz popped out to center to end that inning. Iorio came back after the 7th. He hit Jacob Barfield to start the inning, then allowed a base hit to right by Chris Proctor. That would be all for Iorio. At that point, into the ball game came Vladimir Pinto, who allowed an RBI double to Anthony Peroni that made it 4-2, and a sac fly to right off the bat of Joseph Carpenter that made it 4-3. Peroni was at second with 2 outs when Melvin Mercedes singled up the middle, but the biggest play of the game came from De Aza in center, who threw out Peroni trying to score from second on the base hit by Mercedes, and that kept the Ducks in front by a run at 4-3, and Long Island would thank De Aza in the bottom of the 7th when they scored 2 runs against Dominic DiSabatino. 3 straight singles started the inning, including an RBI single to right by Romero, his second hit and 3rd RBI of the game. Jose Sermo followed with a sac fly to center. The Ducks led it at that point 6-3. Jose a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th, striking out 2, and Tyler Webb with a 1-2-3 inning in the 9th to pick up save number 13 on the year. And the Long Island Ducks win this one tonight by the final count of 6-3. The final totals from tonight's ball game for the Ducks: 6 runs on a total of 9 hits in the game. They ended up with no errors, and they left 9 men on base. So the Barnstormers 3 runs on 7 hits. They had 2 errors, and they left 4 men on base. Joe Iorio gets the win. He improves to 10-4 on the year. Oscar De La Cruz takes the loss. He falls to 8-3. And Tyler Webb picks up his 13th save of the year. The game took 3 hours and 17 minutes tonight before a crowd of 3,356. It's time to hand out tonight's Player of the Game honors. Tonight I'm going to give it to 2 members of the Ducks offense: Davidson Romero, who was 2 for 3 at the plate with 3 runs batted in, and Alejandro De Aza, who was 2 for 4 at the plate with an RBI and 2 runs scored, and that terrific throw in center field to home plate to nail Anthony Peroni for the final out of the 7th and keep the ball game, keep the Ducks in front by a run at the time. Take one more break. When we come back, we'll have the out-of-town scores, then we'll set you up for the road trip, which starts tomorrow for the Flock.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
When we see Long Island, we see you. Because at Catholic Health, we know that it's your remarkable lives that breathe life into our island. So at every Catholic Health hospital, practice, and care facility, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Morning, Dan. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was awesome. I took my family to a Ducks game and had a blast. The seats were great. We ate a ton of food, and the Ducks won. They even had amazing fireworks.
Oh, yeah, they got a good thing going on there. I took friends to Thirsty Thursday a couple weeks ago and had too much fun.
They should totally use us in one of their radio spots.
You mean like the one we're doing right now?
Sure, that works.
Ducks Baseball. Good times every time. Get tickets at liducks.com.
Back here on the post-game show at Fairfield Properties Ballpark, the Long Island Ducks a 6-3 win over the Lancaster Barnstormers tonight as they take 2 out of 3 in the series and 4 out of 6 on the homestand. Let's go through the out-of-town scores before we wrap things up, and it seems like tonight will be a night where the Ducks are able to keep pace in the wild card chase, not so much gain ground. On the out-of-town scoreboard, already one final. The High Point Rockers hang on for a 3-2 come-from-behind win over the Honey Hunters. Mickey Janis, the former Duck, got the win to improve to 2-1. Zabaleta, the loss, fell to 4-1, and Higgins earned his 3rd save of the year. For the Rockers, 2 RBIs from former Duck Giovanni Alfonso and 1 from Logan Morrison. So the former Ducks hurting the current Ducks. And Stuart Levy, his 5th home run of the year for Gastonia. So the Rockers maintain a 4.5-game lead over the Ducks in the wild card chase. Meanwhile, the Wild Health Genomes look like they're on the way to a win. Through 8 innings, they lead the Lexington Legends 8-3. Felix Piet's 11th home run of the year. Chris Davis has hit his 16th home run of the season for the Genomes. Courtney Hawkins, his league-leading 44th home run of the year for the Legends. And if that holds, the Genomes will remain a game and a half behind the Rockers and 3 ahead of the Ducks. They are in the bottom of the 10th. The York Revolution and Staten Island Ferry Hawks. Once again, the Ferry Hawks rallying. And that game is now tied at 6 in the bottom half of the 10th inning. For Staten Island tonight, a home run from Antoine Duplantis, who has hit his 8th of the year. Staten Island scored 2 in the 9th to send the game to extras. Each team has scored in the 10th. Meanwhile, for York, 2 RBIs from Telvin Nash to lead their offense. And the Charleston Dirty Birds have a 9-4 lead over the Lancaster over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That game is in the top of the 9th. So that's good news for the Barnstormers. If that score holds, Lancaster will remain 4 games ahead of Southern Maryland before their big 3-game set with the Blue Crabs this weekend. For the Dirty Birds tonight, RBIs 2 apiece from Heath and Gonzalez and 3 from Goris to lead the Dirty Birds. Raul Shaw is at his 5th home run of the season for the Blue Crabs. And on the Major League scoreboard, the Mets defeat the Dodgers earlier today 5-3 in the rubber game of the 3-game series at Citi Field. Bassett, the win, improved to 12-7. Martin, the loss, fell to 4-1. Ottavino, his 3rd save of the season. For the Mets, RBIs from 5 different players: Marte, Ruff, Canna, Lindor, and Nimmo. And an RBI from Turner, 2 from Taylor for the Dodgers. So that'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard. Ducks will hit the road for 7 games starting tomorrow. They open up a 3-game series over the weekend with the Staten Island Ferry Hawks, the start of 9 games over the next 3 weekends between the 2 geographical rivals, which will determine the winner in this year's Battle of the Belt. The Ducks have a 14-11 advantage, so if the Ducks win 4 out of those 9 games, they will be the Battle of the Belt champs. Right-hander Scott Harkin will take the mound tomorrow against righty Hector Guantz. Saturday will feature righty Chris Cepeda for the Ducks and lefty Augie Silk for the Ferry Hawks. And on Sunday, righty James Varela will make his 3rd start of the year for the Ducks. The Ferry Hawks have yet to announce their starter for Sunday's series finale. Mike Moore will have all the action for you, so be sure to tune in all weekend and all road trip long as the Ducks head to Staten Island this weekend and then York for a 4-game set next week. That'll do it for us on this Thursday night here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. Once again, the final score, the Long Island Ducks 6 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 3. We invite you to join us for our next Ducks broadcast, which will be tomorrow night when the Ducks and the Ferry Hawks open a 3-game series at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. The pregame show will get underway at 6:45, the first pitch at 7 o'clock, and you can follow all the action on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. My name is Michael Pollack. Thank you so much for spending your Thursday night with me. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast and the Ducks win. Have a great rest of your night. We'll do it all over again tomorrow night. Mike Moore will be on the call as the Ducks take on the Ferry Hawks in the opening game of a 3-game set. Good night and so long from Central Islip, New York.